the taste of your lips. I'm on the ride. Your touch is what's living on. With the taste of your poison paradise. I'm addicted to you. Don't you know that's a toxic? Toxic.
Something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough.
Boom. And they can say it.
Oh, hi guys.
He always sounds so like surprised.
Well, I'm full of surprises.
Oh God. All right. Now you said Shan wants a link.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to her now.
All right.
We have the Shan wow.
Oh God. We will have Shan. All right. So yeah, when was the last time we did one of these?
2 weeks ago. I want to say.
2 weeks? You sure?
Well, we didn't have D&D last week.
2 weeks ago is when we played Jackbox.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah. It's been 3 weeks since the Booktube positivity talk.
Mm.
And Monse is the first one in the chat.
Monse, the love of my life.
It's weird to see her here live. Normally she like messages me on Twitter like 6 hours later. But then again, I said this is anything goes and this is going to be discussion, so I guess I see what Monse is here. This will be the one she shows up to. How's it going, Aaron? Nice to see you.
Hi, Aaron.
Oh, fuck. Alright, so first disclaimer is you're going to hear a lot of coughing throughout this, and you're probably going to think I'm dying, because Britt thinks I'm dying. So I'm not dying, but I do have a really nasty-ass cough, and I can't always mute the mic in time.
As long as you don't die.
Hold on.
That's what's important.
Monse, you work? What do you... I never considered that she actually had a job.
That's rude.
And then figured she didn't need one. She was Monse.
You know, that's true. If I could afford to pay to Monse to live in my house and take care of me, I would.
Everyone's dream is to do nothing with their life. So yeah, so like I said, you're going to hear a lot of coughing because I've been doing it for the past like 2 weeks. Yeah, this is a bit not as structured as the last couple that we've had, because really it's more of a catching up. Because I haven't made something on the channel for a while other than D&D, so this is me telling you guys I'm still alive for now. So I figure what we're going to do is try and look at some discussion topics, because there's a lot of discussion topics that I keep saying, like, well, someone else has already basically given my opinion, so there's no sense in me doing a video. Or, I'm going to do a video on this, and then I either get too busy or, it's kind of a dead topic by the time I get around to it. And me making a video would just stir the pot again, which isn't worth it most of the time.
Wait, so you have a life outside of Booktube?
What?
That's allowed?
Pretty much. I have too much of a life. It doesn't do anything, but it's very hectic. It all revolves around books, so there's that.
True.
Hey,
Heather.
Heather's here. What's up? So yeah, so I can't promise some of the conversations are not going to get uncomfortable. I'm putting that disclaimer up front. Britt knows I have some pretty not unfair opinions on things, but I like to approach things as rationally as possible, and lots of people don't like that sometimes. From both sides of the argument that I'm probably presenting. So I usually don't get along with many people in these occasions. But yeah. So like I said, first, do a little bit of catching up. First thing I should plug, actually, is if you guys are not aware of Steph and Rachel's Books in the Freezer podcast. That's Steph, and that's what she read, and Rachel at the Shades of Orange. The new episode went up on Tuesday, and it actually is Steph and myself, because I filled in for Rachel for the graphic novel episode. So that is live now on booksinthefreezer.com, and I got a link down below if you want to listen to it later. I don't usually do self-promotion shit, but I actually really like how that episode turned out, so I'm totally going to plug that shit. And it's fun. Like, I want to do more podcasting in the next year, so yeah, if you guys get a chance, check that out and let me know what you think of it and how much of an ass I made of myself. That'd be great.
I'm sure you're fine, Devin.
I guess.
What do you mean, guess?
Possibly.
Devin.
Be the change, Britt.
I didn't mean to make that a thing.
That is totally a thing now.
It is.
I need to work that into the streams a lot more often now.
No.
Alright, so we've been throwing ideas back and forth about certain things to talk about. However, I do want to leave it open to you guys in the chat. Is there anything off the top of your heads that, some topic matter going around Booktube, some issue or grievance, as I said in my tweet, that it'd be interesting to talk about in a live capacity before I start dropping the hammer down on discussion videos in general.
You mean before you get yourself in trouble?
Yes. It's going to be great. It's going to be a discussion video about how horrible discussion videos are. Okay. All right. First thing I want to talk about is how much I absolutely, utterly despise the term spilling the tea. I cannot stand it.
It's true.
It is so aggravating. Anytime someone says, I'm going to spill tea, and they're sitting there with a mug in their hand, I'm going to spill some tea. Man, no. I hate that term so much. So you can call that tea if you'd like. Fuck. Yes, I know. That's the point. I was literally pointing at my own hypocrisy in this case. That, yes, I use spilt tea in the thumbnail. And just kind of over... Oh, Gossip Guru. That I came to pretty late. Britt just told me about it like earlier today. Spilling tea is a capital crime in the UK. Oh, God. But yeah, the Guru gossip stuff, I only just found out about it today when Britt kind of mentioned it in passing in her Voxer chat. Do we want to try and get into that now?
Do we want to save that for later when people probably click off? Or...
If no one's watching it live, you can yell at me. Yeah, that might be a good idea, but I've never been one to do the right thing like that. See, I've limited experience with this Gossip Guru thing. She is, though. She is. Aaron, you don't know what Gossip Guru is in general, or you don't know what the big hubbub was about it? Because if you don't know what it in general, Britt, let her know while I'm doing something with the graphic.
Okay. So basically, for those who aren't familiar with Gossip Guru, it's like this dumb website that people apparently go on, like people who must have no lives, and they go and they bitch about like YouTubers, mostly like beauty gurus and whatnot. But apparently somebody decided to make a Gossip Guru for Booktube, and it's just dumb. Like, the whole concept is dumb. It's like TMZ, but like worse.
TMZ, but more petty, if that's possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I found out about Guru Gossip as a thing back when Bald Book Geek did his thing where he tried to convince people he wasn't on there, and there was a whole,
Devin!
conversation about booktubers being on Guru Gossip and all that. Anyway, it was pretty dumb back then. But then so I got turned on to this website, and yeah, like she said, it's a gossip website for people to talk about YouTubers, and there's a thread for Booktube. I don't know what caused the particular drama that started blowing up, but my very limited experience with this, my limited exposure to what's been going on, it was, well, three things. First of all, the posts on Guru Gossip itself were incredibly toxic. Like, some of them to the point of sheer, like, lunacy, to the point where I think it very well is possible that some booktubers probably made accounts and posted stuff to be intentionally cruel, just to present some point, because some of these things are completely disgusting. If we go further into it, I might even pop it up on the screen. But the posts I see on the Guru Gospel when I looked at it earlier, it's just like I don't have the words to explain how insignificant everything on that page was. Like, it's like
I literally go to bed at 8 a.m. Monse.
Yeah, Monse's fucking me right up. Yeah, you know what? The only way I'm going to be able to present my case is by showing it. So, one sec. It's going to be here. This is what you guys miss out on when I do my discussion videos and they're all polished and ready up. All this dead air and me stumbling over my words. All right, so let's take a look here. So this is the Guru Gossip website. Here's Booktubers Part 3, because apparently there's 3 threads. This is the one that we're posting on now. I'm on the second to last page now. This is the toxic one. They're talking about a small booktuber, Danielle, and saying, you know, she don't belong in this community. I'm not going to go into the specifics as to why, but it's, if you know who Danielle Gastineau is, it's absolutely disgusting that they're talking about her like this. But it's so disgusting that I don't know if it's legit a guru gossip person or if it's somebody just, you know, kind of posing as one to make them look bad. And to the credit of the guru gossip people, can some moderator handle this girl? If there are any mods that could delete, edit, blah, blah, blah. So, like, there's people saying this is fucking stupid. And so, contrary to what you may see or may have heard, it's not all toxicity. And I think that's the key point in this whole thing, is that I was hesitant about talking about things because both sides have absolute idiots speaking. The booktuber side and the guru gossip side. The people that are presenting their cases are all absolutely moronic in how they're doing it for the most part. There's examples of people that are, you know, dumb on both sides. There's redeemable people on the booktube side as well as redeemable people on the guru gossip side. Then, like, what was this? Sorry about not to engage, but dear Lord, these small booktubers are so egotistical. Not everything is about you. Which is kind of funny considering you're on a gossip site talking about booktube. Only one comment vaguely mentions group, suddenly blown in proportion, blah, blah, blah. Isn't drink brand new? Yeah, okay, I got that. Let's see. This one was slower threads, I wasn't expecting, but I'm dying over us talking about them in secret, like it's a forum, and half the people I never saw videos before. There's a lot of, like, dismissive behavior in this, where people are saying how the small booktubers, because it's mostly small booktubers that got upset about what happened in here, they're irrelevant. I've seen that pop up a couple of times. And it's like, they're...
It sounds like everybody's just bitter.
Pretty much. Plus we get down. All these people I see on Twitter bitching are like irrelevant. LMAO. Damn dudes, if you stop complaining on a public forum, but people complaining on a public forum, put up some quality content, you gain some subs, and maybe we'll talk about you too. See what I mean? Like, they're reducing booktubers to their sub count. So you don't have a lot of subs, you're not worth talking about. Don't think you're fucking special because, you know, you're fucking not. You don't have the subs, we don't care about you. But again, to caveat this as I'm talking, this is examples of people on this website. It isn't the site itself. Too many people are lumping us versus them, Guru Gossip versus Booktube. There are decent people on both sides, and there's assholes on both sides.
Yeah.
Book Pisces had this comment here. I don't know if she's a booktuber or not, but this is a post defending the booktubers. If y'all would have gone straight to the source of the problem or the creator as an individual, this drama wouldn't have been started. Don't sit here and complain about shitstorm they all created and act innocent because you look dumb. Your hatred and criticism of people on the internet is fun, is utterly ridiculous and quite sad. Let people do what they want. And if you're going to criticize, do it constructively, but realize that no one's required to put up with your negative criticism because you feel you should be heard. Okay, sure. And this comment is, okay, but why is it okay to critically review authors but not critically review booktubers? And that's a good point. Like, there's nothing wrong with critically reviewing booktubers, especially on a public forum like this. Hey, stop. Sorry.
Oh, she's a good girl. It's okay.
Yeah, so anyway, like, okay. This might be a little tangential now. Hold on, I'll look back at the chat because I'm neglecting that while I've been on this little bit of a rant.
Monse says, y'all dragging the tea.
She's one of the sweetest people. How dare they whack? I don't know this. Oh yeah, Danielle. She is really sweet. She literally just started booktubing like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
On the stoop, as a community, you're gonna get me in trouble. Yes. I'm not gonna. I can't sugarcoat it. As a community, booktube is, and this is a line that's been repeated so much now. It's a cliche, but that the booktube itself as a community is one of the best and most inclusive communities you'll ever find on the internet. However, it is also one of the most sensitive communities to be a part of. You're a dick. Depending on the issue you bring up and depending on how you word your stance on it, the booktube community can be a very different beast to contend with. Especially with certain social issues that I'm not getting into right now. I don't care if you ask me to. No, it's not. Stoop, stop it. Booktube in general, depending on what we're talking about, are incredibly sensitive. And although some people will, make the claim that, it's okay to have differing opinions, depending on that opinion and depending on how you present it, it no longer becomes an opinion. It becomes something that needs to be, quote unquote, called out. And therefore, usually when something's got to be called out, it snowballs and then becomes what we're talking about now. You see this happen numerous times. Let's see. But with authors, the readers pay for the content, so there's an expectation that should be met, but no one has the right to critique a booktube because they don't pay for the content.
But they do have the right because we choose to put ourselves on the internet.
The monetization of your content doesn't necessarily make you more or less open for criticism. If you are putting any kind of work, whether it's artistic or any other form, you're putting it into a public setting like YouTube, like Guru Gossip, any public forum, it is open for criticism. Now, it doesn't mean that we should justify people, again, being petty and making verbal attacks and stuff like that. That's not criticism.
Yeah, this is stupid.
Yes.
Like, that's not criticism. This is just people being fucking hurtful for no reason.
Exactly. This is absolutely vile and moronic. But everything that you put into a public setting and is open to the public is therefore privy to public opinion. How is it like looking a gift horse in the mouth, Heather? I need a little more elaboration on that one. In the meantime, let me see. Because authors put books in for ratings. Rating system, most booktubers put a visceral. Again, this is what we just talked about.
I agree, Monse.
Hold on. Yeah, this is a quote. This is not necessarily about the drama, but this is a quote about booktube that I want to talk about in general. I hadn't realized that there was a good Guru Gossip thread on Booktube until I saw a booktuber talking about this, responding to it today. To be honest, I'm sure a lot of these have been brought up here before, but my main issues with Booktube, even considering I watch the smaller channels, are, and let's not talk about smaller versus larger channels. When you get I'm reading the chat now. When you get something free and complain it's not good enough, you aren't owed the free horse. So why complain when you get one? Yeah, but see, Heather, complaining about something and criticizing it is not the same thing either. I can look at a video by Britt, or by Ariel Bassett, or by Emma Books, or by Olive, or by anybody else, and I could say, what they just said here, I don't agree with it. Like, she said this, and I think this is more the case. Or I don't like what she did with that these are criticisms. Now, if I say, my fucking God, Britt, will you stop uploading videos? Like, oh my God, that's complaining. You know what I mean? Criticism is something, it's something that is going to come as long as you do something in a public forum, no matter what you're doing.
Criticism is the reason Devin and I became friends.
Pretty much. That's exactly what it was, actually. Oh, boy. All right, I just want to make sure everything is clear and on the up and up here. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't condone complaining. I don't condone entitlement. That's the word that's getting thrown around a lot, and people don't seem to know what it means. But this is exactly what entitlement is. Like, you thinking that the booktubers are there for your entertainment and they're there to do what you want them to do. No. That's not what they're here for. Like, you can criticize something that you don't like about what they did, but it is not up to them to be what you want them to be. And that's where the entitlement comes into it. Is any of the Guru Gossip stuff fair critique, or is it more or less both, Stoop? A lot of it is petty trolling. A lot of it also is fangirling too, or fanboying. There's a lot of positive posts on here too about booktubers that people like, so it's not just a place to go and bitch. I know a lot of booktubers are saying, listen, Guru Gossip's been around forever and they've been bitching about us forever, so that's whatever. But no, I've seen plenty of posts in here that are positive too. So, like I said, it is legitimately what it says it is. It's a public forum. People go and talk about Booktube.
I mean, like, if we went into BookTube Reddit, I'm sure we would see way worse.
Oh
so.
God, I forgot Booktube had a Reddit. That's another video. We're not doing that now. No. But speaking of Stoop's question, there, this is the post. I'm sure a lot of these have been brought up before, but here are my main issues with Booktube, even considering I watch these smaller channels, are, first, they don't do reviews. And I don't mean they rarely do them. I mean, there's booktubers who outright say they won't do them. I mean, why would you talk about books if you're not going to do in-depth discussions of any kind about them? I don't understand. Wrap-ups usually mean a summary of a book and a couple of vague comments like, I liked it, it's important, read it. Okay, and why? Explain? Even reviews are often very focused on telling you what happens in a story, not what they thought about it. So this is the entitlement thing. This is sort of, not entirely, because Nina84 is not saying I want booktubers to do this. She's saying this is what I have an issue with Booktube. So again, it's a very, very fine line. But because it's presented in a way of saying that these are my main issues with Booktube, this is just a critique. This is her saying, this is what I don't like with the community. But again, taking that context out, it shouldn't matter about whether people do reviews or not, because Booktube, like Heather said, it's an open public place that people get together because they want to talk about books. It doesn't say we need to in-depthly discuss all the nuanced parts of the story. It's we want to talk about books. We want to get together. Hey, I love this book. Did you love this book? Yes. Okay, let's talk. That's what most people would probably agree is like the core of what brings Booktube together. I don't fault somebody for having an issue with there not being reviews, but at the same time, if this is a viewer that wants more reviews or would like to see more reviews don't get the views. So if there's a lot of people that want reviews, how come they are the lowest viewed videos you're going to be able to make? See what I mean? Now, before anybody in the chat corrects me, reviews long term are probably the best videos you're going to get. One of my most watched videos is a video I made when I was on Booktube for 2 months. That was then, This Is Now, a review of the sequel to The Outsiders. I don't think anybody ever heard of that book, but it's one of my most viewed videos because over the 2 years I've been on Booktube, it's been accumulating views because reviews are not timely. They're evergreen. Somebody somewhere is going to pick up that book, and if they know anything about the internet, are probably going to look up a review and find you, and they can see your stuff, especially if it's an obscure book. So yes, you get more views anyway. But okay, so his next point goes hand in hand with the previous thing, focusing so much on minor and otherwise uninteresting aspects of books, like the covers, how the bookshelves are organized, bookish unboxings. They're mostly random things like mugs or tea. I mean, I get having a video like that once in a while, but if that's your channel, it's boring, man. See, once again, it's a fine line because he's not saying that he wants all Booktube to change. She, sorry, because it's Nina. I'm going to assume it's she. But this is her problem. This is what she doesn't like about the community. Complain about tags, and that's one of the most views. I see the 6-month effect of book reviews. They get, yeah, they do. Like I said, the reviews will trickle in because there's always somebody somewhere finding that book for the first time. And tags, they have their short term burst, and then that's pretty much it. But yeah, so Nina's preference is she don't care about book covers. She don't care about your bookshelves. She don't care about unboxings. It's fair. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Then we have people feel attacked when a book they like is criticized. Also feeling attacked whenever an aspect of the Booktube community is criticized. That one I can understand a bit more, but honestly, for most drama, I feel like it tends to be blown a bit out of proportion on Booktube. This is, again, why I didn't mind highlighting this comment, because this is on point. This is something that exists on both sides of this drama, too. The Guru Gossip crowd being all passive-aggressive and upset about what's going on from the booktubers and vice versa. It's like nobody can deal with criticism. This is what everything I'll probably ever talk about boils down to. It's like nobody understands there's a difference between criticism and attacks. This, like I said, this is a solid point about the community, and this is why I told on Stoop earlier that Booktube itself is a very sensitive community depending on what you're criticizing. We'll get back to that when I get myself in trouble later. Hey, this is Mayona Reed's post. I have nothing better to do because one used to spend my Twitter account for 11 hours, so I'm here, but yes, I've absolutely nothing better to do with my life, just like the rest of you who don't have the balls to say anything to the actual person, so you post on here for months. Okay, I mean, personally, I don't struggle with considering I gain 100 subs every 1 to 3 days, but I mean, y'all talk about doing Booktube as if it's easy. I should put money where your mouth is because you don't like bigger booktubers and you don't like smaller ones, so why does it matter about sub counts? Like,
it doesn't.
I don't struggle with subs considering I gain 100 subs every 1 to 3 days. That's a humble brag, as she's on the Guru Gossip site responding to the Guru Gossip people and saying,
I agree.
You don't have the balls
Nonsense.
to say anything to the actual person you post on here. Well, I'm sorry, if you leave a comment on someone's video, that's not face to face either. If you email them or DM them, that's not face to face. Like, what is the difference between Guru Gossip and the comment section and an email?
Yeah. I mean, I could go on Voxer right now and go, Devin, fuck you. Like, it's.
Yeah,
like,
and you don't have the balls to say it to my face, pretty much.
Yeah, I could be like, fuck you, Devin.
First thing, very convenient. How that happened? Also, you don't have drama. Blah blah blah. Basically, some of us made a couple of very general statements, but while Booktube and a group of irrelevant booktubers, literally nobody here knew about, started to pretend like they are mad in hopes of dreams of retweets and recognition.
I don't think it's that deep.
No, it's not. That's... What else is this person's channel 36? Then some of the community didn't approve and they started to backpedal. A while later, they began making a graphic design is my passion level shitty edits and circle jerking each other. At the same time, there was a whole bunch of people who were like, LMAO, this is your first time hearing about Guru Gossip. I knew it and I don't care. Some of the cooler booktubers stepped up and basically told shit as to shut the fuck up. I thought it went on for a while, but I got bored. Yeah. I'm kind of getting bored just talking about it too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but again, if you look back at that, the mentality of the whole, where was that too? A couple of general statements about small booktube and a couple of irrelevant booktubers. So this is the second time now that they're called irrelevant because it's a smaller booktuber. So again, it's not a really good like atmosphere.
That's a YouTube thing, like, in general,
Yes.
though. Like, sub counts seem to be, like, like, if somebody is a quote-unquote bigger person, they're like, oh, well, you don't have the sub counts. And I'm like, well, you don't have a good enough argument.
Yeah.
So
So very clever little scheme. Whole thing is stupid. Google has been around for literally years. The only reason the drama stays is because a couple of decided to bring Twitter to the attention. See,
but that's not true.
no, it's not. Well, hold on. Her pass on the vid. Oh, this is a response to Miona. Minister meets toes. Really, I don't know you. I've never heard of you. Never watched you before. You obviously don't. Reading these not in advance is probably not the smartest thing I could do live. Talking about drama for the sake of drama. That sums up everything.
Yeah.
With a single line. What did Sona Stoop just say?
This is literally the dullest drama ever.
Yeah. Let me see. Is there anything of note?
Next tea, please, says Monse. The tea is Monse and I have matching Jeffree Star lipsticks, so it's fine.
Oh boy. However, I will. We'll get off of Guru gossip. Like that's just going to happen.
Okay.
But
we've already spent too much time on it.
Not before I do say one thing that's probably. No, it depends on who hears it. I guess might get me in a little bit of a shade. There's been a bunch of booktubers that came out. Lainey is one of them. Ginger reads Lainey. Saw Ali, Hardback Quarter. God. Who was another one? Can't even remember who they're all now. But generally, most of them are all bigger booktubers who were saying how, guys, Guru Gossip has been around forever. They talk shit all the time. Don't worry. Like, just let it go. And to that, I want to say I think that's kind of dismissive as well, even as stupid as the whole Guru Gossip versus small booktube thing is, which it is incredibly stupid. And even though the booktube side of the responses have been laughingly bad, like I feel like I should have made a video just trying to help them out in general. But to say that, just shrug it off, it's no big deal. They do their thing. They've always done their thing. That is easy to say when you have 25, 30, 40, 50,000 subscribers and you have a couple people on a public website saying, hey, this person is shit, this person is garbage. And then you have 200 people saying, oh, you are so awesome. A small booktuber with 400 subs, 500 subs. Yeah, they got a couple of buddies that they made on Booktube, but they don't have that same kind of outpouring of support. So when you go to a website like this and you see people saying how, oh, you look like you're a dumbass or you sound like an idiot, you don't have that same kind of support. It's not as easy to shake off as it should be.
Coaching them trolls, Stefan, could you monetize them?
I probably could. I could definitely teach trolls things to do.
I mean, but like, Heather, the thing with that is people keep bringing it up. It's never going to stop. Like, drama is always going to exist on Booktube, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Guru Gossip is not going to be a thing. Like, that's going to keep doing its own thing. People are going to try to talk about it, but then it'll be something else.
Yeah.
And one sec.
So, guys, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's sad, but it's true. You good,
That's
yeah?
true. Yeah, just had checking something. We're good. The Bookstagram shade the article in The Guardian. I don't even know the Bookstagram shade, sir. But
I'm not even on Bookstagram. I just have an Instagram.
But yeah, to Heather's point of this is exhausting, and Britt, I mean, of everybody in my life, you know damn well how exhausted I get with these things. There's at least, for every one discussion video you guys see, Britt has about 7 rants about things when they come up, because that's what I do. Something stupid happens, I will rant to high heaven for 20 minutes, and then, I'm going to walk away for a little while, and then when I come back, most of the time I can suppress it and not worry about it. Because one thing about the quote unquote booktube drama is that it's always over so fast.
Yeah. But as quickly as it's over, a new one comes in
Pretty
to
much.
replace it. But like, you know, like if we ignore it, like we as a community, like we can stop it by not fucking addressing it, but we won't because we're people and we love drama. So
Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
another thing calling into question the validity of readers because of, you know, the aesthetics of their booktube or bookstagram pictures. That's
oh,
I didn't hear much about that, but that sounds absolutely stupid as well. Let me see if I can find that. Hey, Liz, how you doing?
Liz.
Yeah, see, Liz, that's an accusation that I try to bite my tongue every time I say because I know there's going to be people who'll jump down my throat for it. But yeah, can't really deny that either because there are so many discussion videos as I watch. I'm like, why are you talking? You are literally giving opinions that's already been expressed 15 other times by 15 other people of various different subcounts. So like, you're not adding. If the way I look at discussion videos, if you don't add something to the conversation, at least some kind of aspect of it that is not being presented somewhere else, then you should just boost the video that says what you want to say. So like a lot of times when I get asked to do discussion videos, because apparently you guys like my discussion videos, I will a lot of times refuse and be like, okay, my opinion on this, here you go. Here's a Steve Donahue video. He said it exactly how I would say it. Or here's someone else's video. Go watch their video. Or if something comes up publicly, I'm like, all right, oh man, I really got to talk about this. But then I'll find somebody to do a really good response to it. I will just retweet that video and say, go watch it. This is what
It's
I think
true.
about it.
It's true.
Let me get caught up on the chat now. Try to live under a rock and ignore the drama. I'm not as successful in living it. Wicked Jr., just keep doing that. That's the best thing you can do. Because the last thing I want to be, the last thing I think anybody should aspire to be, is one of those booktube channels that people turn to when quote unquote drama happens. And I hate using drama and tea and these weird terminologies for it. But being one of the go-to people in terms of drama, I think is a failure as a booktuber because it means people are more interested in hearing you rant and spill the tea than actually hear what you want to say about books. And this is Booktube. Monse, tea is not good terminology. Let me see. Reboot Cindy made a response to it. The bookstagram thing? Okay, I'll probably might check that out. I have a like-hate relationship with Read with Cindy's videos.
You are no fun, says Monse. Monse, welcome to my world.
Read with Cindy, not to throw shade because I don't know her personally. I have no ill will towards her as a person, but she's kind of one that comes to mind when I think of needlessly presented arguments. The basic bitch newbie tag that she did about book invasions newbie tag, it was entertaining, but when you watch that video and realize that it's taking a new to the community guy who really kind of spoke out of turn with really bad really, I'll not say bad, but say unfortunate opinion of the community, but brand new to the community, not knowing what to expect, comes in, says something stupid, gets dogpiled on, and then has this, and this is just one of many things dogpiling him, and you watch that admittedly funny newbie tag parody that she did. It honestly looks as much to me as bullying as anything else that the guy himself did. I'll give her props. She's eloquent. I'll give her props that she's well spoken. When she presents an argument, I do like her arguments, but in terms of the fact, I think it's a little more of an entertainment factor, more so than a legitimate discussion. It never feels to me like she's having a legitimate discussion. She's hilariously educating you on what's right, which I think is a very fine difference between the two.
You are my go-to person on the
Stoop.
drama. Otherwise, things would pass me.
See, now I gotta quit Booktube. Stoop, thanks, man.
Oh, trust. This is not righteous anger.
Let me see. If you are aesthetically pleasing book pictures, you are not a reader. Yeah, I'll look at Cindy's video and take a look at the links. Probably do that in a second if we stay on this topic. Shares in common many of the standard themes, but superficial. Yeah. Okay, so this whole, like, you have to prove your merit, I fucking hate. I can't stand it. And it's not even a Booktube thing. It's just a human thing these days. Fake gamer girls, fake reader girls. Just you having to prove to somebody that you are who you say you are. It's not enough for me to be like, hey, I like reading. Oh, you like reading? Okay, who's your favorite author? What's your favorite book? How many books you read last month? Like, no, I don't fucking need to tell you that shit. I like reading. I like reading. I don't need to back it up with some like interrogation or fucking pop quiz. Like, if someone wants to take pictures on Instagram, go ahead. It doesn't mean they don't read the books. Maybe they don't. If they don't, who cares? Like, the point of Instagram, it's a visual medium. It's the same thing with YouTube. YouTube is as much a visual medium, and this is why, like, in my little rant just said about Cindy, Read with Cindy, yeah, or Cindy Reads, whatever her name is, that I'm not going to fault her for the way she does it. I don't like the way she presents her argument a lot of the times, but it's YouTube, and it's a visual and entertainment-based medium. So she's doing it correctly. She's gaining a large following. She's getting respect from people. So, again, I have criticisms of how she does it, but they are criticisms. I'm not complaining of, her doing them. I disagree on some of the things and some of the methods, but I'm not going to knock her down for, what she does because it fits the medium. So people taking pictures on Bookstagram and making them really fancy looking, that's their hobby in that case is Bookstagram. Their other hobby could be reading those books. They don't need to be mutually exclusive. You can do both. So I'm assuming that Guardian article just is a train wreck.
I mean, the Guardian articles are a train wreck in general, so...
I stopped reading stuff from the Guardian when a guy posted, not too long after Terry Pratchett died, how Terry Pratchett is a hack and hasn't ever written a book worth reading, and yeah, I lost my patience with that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Hi Liz, go listen to 5 hours of Vox Emissions on GSK. T is good terminology. No, it's not. I'm saying it again, even though I already responded to this. The fun poop tube. Yep, that's a good way of putting it, Heather. The righteous anger. Actually, unaware of this current drama, I don't think it possibly catch up. Been in mind for too long. Liz, it's not worth catching up. I guarantee it's not. I don't know anything about this Vulture article, but I don't need to look it up to know that it ain't worth our time, which is why I'm going to look it up. Vulture.
No.
I'm going to skim it. I'm not going to read it.
Okay.
Terrible Instagram trend that piles on books.
If I get cancer, it's your fault, Devin.
That's not a very good joke. Is this the one here? Here's an annoying new Instagram trend: throwing yourself on a pile of books. Or is this a different one that looks like it's stupid? Oh no, she's attacking the legs.
Not the legs.
Long story history, people using books as props and portraits, but now in the late stage of Instagram. In the late stage of Instagram capitalism. Cool. That's grade A editing there, Vulture. What is Instagram?
It's
Maybe it's a slow version because it's not Instagram, it's Instagram. It's a little bit slower, yeah.
You got to integrate into it.
There's a new specter of book porn haunting my feed. Ladies are draping their bodies across a swath of open books like some sort of Abrahamic sacrifice of the Abrahamic sacrifice to the gods of paper and ink. They're setting up elaborate spread. Okay, but why do they care? Start it. I don't care where it started. Because they aren't really books. You see, they're suggestions of books, hints of how utterly devoted the Instagrammer is to her literary pursuits. Can't pick just one, the photo screams, and instead I shall lay myself prostrate across her textured pages. Man, this is so stupid. Like, it's a medium where you take artistic looking pictures. Why are you complaining that there's books in the picture? That's what it sounds like they're doing. They're complaining that there's books in the picture. If that wasn't the article, I'm going to be very afraid of what the actual article is. So I'm hoping that was the right one, but
I wish my links were Instagram worthy. These people are haters. I agree, Monse. Like, it's just stupid behavior. Like, stupid.
All right. So thank you. Next. Yep, my thoughts exactly, Heather. What else we got? I really didn't expect to start with guru gossip. I'm not familiar enough with it. Like, another thing when it comes to me in discussion videos, and this whole live stream is getting me out of my comfort zone, is that I don't like immediate responses. I don't like people, aka myself, just a knee-jerk response to something. Reading something, seeing something, being told something, and then your immediate response to that is what you put out into the world. I think that's most of the time a bad idea. Mm-hmm. It's always good to take time and look through it and get your thoughts sorted out first. That way you minimize the risk of being one of these people that are going to dogpile on somebody because they misspoke. And you're speaking from emotion. You're speaking from just the passion of, I am so offended by what you did, and you're an asshole for doing it, and just going at them, as opposed to taking a step back, getting that rage out some other way. Like, don't bottle it, but express it and get it out. But then when
Sorry, Dev.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, those types of videos, they come back to haunt you. So don't do it.
We should watch yours.
No, Stephen!
But yeah, you go get your rage out, get the hurt out of the way, find some healthy way to express it and expunge it from you, and then when it comes to engaging with the source of the anguish, like if it's a video, when it comes to doing a response video, if it's a tweet, if you want to reply to it or whatever, then you can approach it from at least a coherent kind of understanding. Like, you can express your opinion on why it offended you and not focus on, hey, you offended me. And then you can have dialogue, and that's how things change.
I mean, do you know how many videos, guys, that Devin has talked me out of?
That's what Olive is for me. You know how many videos she talked me out of before I've kind of got a handle on this? But yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I want to do this. So, me and Britt first started talking.
No, Devin.
Because
Devin,
I was bold enough, maybe even dickish enough, I can't remember if it was on Twitter or if it was in a comment section, but to reply to a video she posted about me before you. So, Britt, I'm going to embarrass myself in this one, not you. I'm not going to actually talk about the video specifically. When Me Before You came out, a lot of people were upset about the ending of it. Britt herself is a person of a disability, and she took umbrage with the ending of that book, as did a lot of people. Like, that was a huge deal at the time. There were a lot of people that were really upset about it, and there was a lot of really, really good intellectual kind of responses as to why it was such a horrible ending. My introduction to Britt was talking to her. I'm like, have you considered this? And then started discussing What's his name? Will? I think.
Yeah.
So Will is a character in Me Before You who was this adrenaline junkie. He got into an accident, became not paraplegic. He was fully paralyzed from the neck down, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like he got hit by a car and then like he couldn't even like move his like
Yeah.
arms and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So like in a time when people were like, really upset about the ending of this book, because I'm not going to say what it is for the few that may want to read it and don't know about it. The ending of the book is really depressing, and the main character kind of just gives up on things. It's not a happy ending. My first few conversations with Britt involved mentioning the me in the Me Before You was the girl, so it was from her perspective. So you got to at least consider the idea that the ending is meant to be told from her perspective. So it could be a happy ending in the wake of his result. What happens with her is the real ending of this particular narrative. And the other thing is that this may or may not be sensitive or insensitive to disabled people. But just consider that this isn't a person who was born with this disability. Will isn't somebody that was born this way and just gave up because life isn't worth living. He was an able-bodied person who was not just a normal able-bodied person, but he was an adrenaline junkie. He was an extreme sport aficionado. He defined himself. His whole personal psyche was built around the sturdiness of his body and all the crazy things he could do. So that accident didn't just take away his body, it took away everything that he considered himself to be himself. So it wasn't saying that if you are disabled, you have no reason to continue. It's more of this particular guy lost not just his body, but his identity. Everything about him was tied in with his body, and he put so much emphasis on what he could do that when he lost it, he had nothing else. So if anything, you could, and I'm not saying you have to, because that's another thing. I wasn't trying to tell her this is how you're supposed to feel. But I'm saying you could look at it that he... I completely lost my train of thought in the middle of that. But yeah, so you could look at this as though it's a tale to not focus so much on one part of your life. Find who you are inside, not what you can do, but who you are. I think that's where I kind of went with it.
Yeah.
Like, Will's problem as a character is that he never figured out who he was as a person. He only defined himself by his money and his surfing and his skydiving, whatever, all the stuff he was doing, but he never got to know the real him. The Intouchables, that sounds like a pornography, man. Peter, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. There is 4 books in a series now, so that is a thing. But yeah.
I mean, to be fair, and I know this isn't the point that you were going with, Dev, but I wouldn't have been so angry if she hadn't said, in that stupid interview that I responded to, that she said the words from her mouth were, "Wow, these people must live such a sad existence. They must want to die."
Yeah. And I had absolutely no defense for that.
Yeah.
I would not. That was atrocious. So, but I mean, now that particular conversation, depending on, again, who was having it and how it was presented, that could lead into fisticuffs with some people. Luckily, again, me and Britt were able to talk about it, and again, keep it rational, just keep it friendly. Have you considered this other perspective? Look at it this way and see what you think then. And then that's how we got where we are now.
Yep. And my point of view on that has since changed, not because of Devin, but just because I've matured as a person. Like, before Devin entered my life, I lived in an echo chamber. Like, nobody ever challenged me on my point of views, and I learned pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Dev?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not to be friends with me. Yeah, you'd have to be prepared for it. If you say something, I'm not going to go along with it just because you are a friend of mine. If I disagree with you, I will. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to fight with you, but I will tell you that I disagree with you. And yeah,
Oh, yeah. Devin and I disagree more than we agree. I know it doesn't always seem like it on the internet, but it's
we
true.
always usually agree in the end. But yeah, there's lots of times. Wow, we literally just didn't agree on whether we agree or not. That's awesome. Oh shit.
Ah, bruh.
I don't know how we got on that topic.
No, not more. Be the change.
Be the change. Did you even notice that on the bottom of the screen yet?
I did. That's why I went Devin when you first put it up.
I didn't hear that. Shit, man. What got us on this tangent? I can't even remember now.
You brought up the video that I made.
Yeah, no.
Well,
no,
you didn't like.
There was something else. There was something else. I can't even remember now.
Was it the? Fuck.
I don't think it was that.
No. Was it like what were we talking about, outrage culture? Because that's a thing.
Outrage culture.
It's true though.
It is. The importance of destroying your enemies in a debate. Yes, man. I'm Ben Shapiro. No, see, that's the thing. I think too many people, and here we'll segue into, I guess, the video that has been like brewing within me for the last like 11 months, and I never filmed or never put out into the world yet. But discussion videos in general have been so weak for so long now. And I'm not trying to say, oh, my videos are great, you guys should learn how I do them. No, that's not what I'm getting to. But when I look at discussion videos now, it's like you guys are talking about this guru gossip thing. The discussion videos are non-issues like 90% of the time. So it does lead me back to the question of how many discussion videos are being done because discussion videos get views. And I think that's a legit conversation that needs to be had. I look at some people that are smaller booktubers, and every time there's something that comes up, there is immediately a discussion video that's put up. There's one, I can't even remember who it is now. One of the guys, a smallish booktuber. I think he's actually bigger than me, but he's still fairly small. When the entitlement versus elitism white girl that said Booktube isn't racist video went up, he put up a video, and in the opening of the video, because Brett, I sent this in our Voxer chat, in the opening of the video, he says something along the lines of, I wasn't going to do a video today, but this happened, and I want to get it out while, and then he pauses, and then he says something like, while I'm thinking about it, or something like that. But he was literally I guarantee, on the verge of saying he wanted to get it up while people are talking about it. People getting a discussion video up within 2 hours of the thing that caused the discussion video, I think really need to take a step back. And I think this is what we were talking about before, is the distance, getting the distance. A discussion video about a review that's really wrapped up disguised as a book haul. That would be great. I'll put that on the list, Peter. But yeah, I think there's a lot of shit done now that is labeled as discussion videos, but really it's, I want to capitalize on what everybody's upset about right now. Hence the outrage culture. And the problem with that is, number one, you're going to get the people that's doing it disingenuously. that are doing it just because it does get views, and discussion videos get views. Like, my review videos have caught up, but when I do discussion videos back when I was doing them last year, oh yeah, they easily like excel by like double any other video when it comes out. Comes out of relevance and search bar views. Yeah, exactly. But the problem is you got these people who, number one, it could be disingenuous to the point where they're just doing it because it's people are talking about it, so they're going to click on my video and I'm going to get the views, or they're putting it up too fast before they have a chance to even process what's being said or done. And I think that's the one that's more dangerous, because that's the one that gives us fake reader girls. That's the one that gives us the Booktube invasion guy getting completely dogpiled. That's the one that gets us the girl that's the Booktube isn't racist being dogpiled to the point she deleted a video and apologized, but in her apology tried to explain her rationale as to why she did it, and then got shit on because her apology wasn't good enough. Like, if people would, as I said earlier, take some time to step back, pause for a second, hear what's being said by the person, realize it is their opinion, and then look at it and talk about it in a rational tone instead of just brushing it off as them being racist, them being sexist, them being bigoted, them being whatever. People want to know the drama. If your video comes up first, you get the view even if you don't know 100% of what's up. The idea that 7 out of 10 videos are like, I didn't see the original video. Yes, Aaron, that's exactly what I'm talking about. First thing to me is because once there's more than 2 or 3 videos, there don't need to be any more because you're echoing. Then there's the first to market aspect. No one cares a few days later. Yeah, Heather, that's exactly. I'm on board. And Jen, how you doing, Jen? What did you say?
Jen.
If their goal is purely numbers and people click, watch, comment, does it matter to the general community if there isn't deeper thought behind it? Jen always asks the hard questions. I like it when she's commenting after the fact and I can think them through while responding to it. All right. I'm taking 3 of these comments in order. Aaron, yes. That's actually one of my biggest problems, and what leads me to say that discussion videos in general are so weak is that most of the time that I watch them, I'm kind of late to the party because, like I said, I get my distance from the issue before I even approach it. And then people are putting these videos out and they say, I didn't see the original video, but this is what I was told and I don't like it. And then they go on and rant about how horrible this person is. And again, maybe I'm, I don't know, crazy, but I wouldn't want to make a specific video on something if I didn't see the original content. Because I don't have the context. I don't have the inflection. I don't have the tone. I don't have the greater picture of what was presented and what I'm reacting to. And then Heather with, 2 or 3 videos, don't need any more because you're echoing. First to market aspect. That's exactly it. You have so many people trying to have that first to market to be the first person up there so you get all those views. But then you're right. Like I said earlier, I don't think you should do a discussion video unless you're adding something to the conversation. I'm not going to sit here and be vain and say, oh, my videos are 100%, adding something new and I'm great at it. I'm not trying to get on like that either, but at least I try. I feel as though when I do a discussion video, I'm putting in something new. I'm adding something to the conversation. If I don't get that feeling when I'm done recording, I delete it and find the video that I think does accurately present my opinion and be like, hey guys, this is what I think. Check out Steve's video, check out Jen's video, check out whoever involved. And then if their goal is purely numbers, people click, whatever, it doesn't matter if there's deeper thought behind it. To the person posting, it probably doesn't, Jen. It probably doesn't. And that is the sad part, because most of the time, those kind of discussion videos that are rushed out just for the sake of getting those views, it's because it's reacting to something negative, and it's the snowball falling down the mountain that's going to cause the avalanche. I don't necessarily think it needs to be deeper thought, but I just think there needs to be thought. And honestly, recently I haven't seen a lot of videos that really put that much thought into their actual response. Like, again, a lot of them really entertaining. A lot of them are witty. A lot of them are passionate. I'll definitely give everybody points for passion in their videos, but usefulness, which is what I thought, at least I used to think, a discussion video was there for. You want to do a discussion video? Well, it's a discussion. You're there to speak. You're there to talk. You're there to speak and listen and exchange of ideas. I think it works better in a live format like this, more so than doing it just a static video that you guys can watch and comment on. So I like this conception now of the live chats. But yeah, if you're doing a discussion video just for the sake of doing it and getting the views, in the grand scheme of things, probably not. It doesn't need to be something, world changing. It really doesn't. But like in the case of the girl, and in the case of Scott, everybody doing these videos just hold on, because then you catch someone saying something stupid and make a drama video about them or an apology video. Yeah. But yeah, no, Jen. Yes, you're right. In the grand scheme of things, none of it really matters. This is a community of people, a casual community with people talking about books. So you're right. That's a valid point. Nothing is necessarily useful. But within the realms of this little sphere, within the realms of the videos that we're referring to and the people behind them, I still think there should be purpose. It doesn't need to be a meaningful purpose. We're not trying to change the world, like I said, but to put up a video just repeating the same things that other people are saying, just to further the same thing that's being done to this person, I just wish it wouldn't. Like, it'd be hypocritical for me to try and say, everybody stop doing this, because I can't, and I would never do that. I would hopefully never do that, but I talk a lot, so I mean, I could probably end up insinuating some things. But it's just aggravating, like, to the point where you can have so many people cause so much harm to somebody, and I mean, like, probably psychological or mental, not physical, while being of the mindset that they're taking the higher road. Like, in the case of Scott, there was a lot of people, and I'm not saying all of them, because I saw there was some good videos. If I can find them in the Voxer chat, I'll link them into the description below, that I shared with Britt and the guys when this was going on, of good response videos of people legitimately criticizing what Scott said, but not, tearing him down as a person. But unfortunately, they were kind of few and far between.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Booktube isn't the most rational place. I mean, we got Peter here hitting on my wife.
Didn't see it because he didn't want to contribute views, which is obviously such poop. Watch the original video, don't say anything. Let me see. You are arguing for higher standard of drama. You know what? Sure. Like, honestly, that's not inaccurate. That's not inaccurate. That's not inaccurate at all. I would like to see a higher standard for what constitutes as, discussion videos, drama videos. I just want some substance, man. When all is said and done, Booktube will remember on the new Ten Commandments when aliens descend. Okay. Monse, let's see. Pause. You guys fighting over Monse. I can see that here. Make it a teachable moment and get the root. Yes. Get the root of why the person did what they did, because we can rant about the symptom all we want, but it's not going to heal the illness if you don't diagnose it. Yes, Heather, that is exactly what I'm getting at. I think Where in the World is Leah Jane. I am not familiar with Where in the World is Leah Jane. I will take a look right now. But yeah, that's it. Oh, okay, yeah, I seen her. I didn't see this video though. Let's see. Oh yeah, she did the Dear Booktube newbie guy or Booktube new guy. Okay, I didn't actually watch all that yet, but I'll watch it after. And that's fine. Like, what I notice a lot with Scott's video, specifically, is there was so much discussion that was made about what he said, but the videos in response were not like this is weird to explain. Hey, speaking of devil, sir. Sorry to be bringing up your earlier thing. I promise it will not stay on this, but we're talking about BookTube discussion videos in general. I'm just using your newbie tag kind of as an example at the moment. So one of the things, shit. Now I'm gonna feel bad if we only talk about that while you're here, bud. We'll make it quick. So last thing I'm gonna say about it is one of the main things that I noticed about this one in particular that I did not like is that the responses while dogpiling were not even necessarily directed at him. It's like there's 3 people in the room and you're talking about the third one and they're standing right next to you, but the 2 people are talking amongst themselves. It was these videos of, don't let anybody tell you what to think, what to feel. Don't, you're cherished, your opinions are great. And like, it seems really positive, but in such a way of like, okay, well, what this guy's opinions, they're dirt. Like, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that for now. Jen, I think there's a subset of BookTube that wants pure entertainment, a subset that wants conversation. Some want both, of course, and if drama makes the entertainment people happy, then that's going to feed itself. There's just a market for it, even if you or I or people here aren't part of that market. Yes, and that's what I'm saying, Jen. I'm not trying to advocate. Well, I would like for people to do that kind of thing. Scott, I've seen Unwanted Book Club. She's actually one of my favorites now. I don't agree with some of the things she said, but I've seen those videos. I did like it. The I'm with that guy video with a couple of tweaks would be the video I would have made if I caught it in time. But yeah, Jen, to your point, you're right, and I'm not trying to say let's change. Let's pressure everybody into changing and doing things the way that we see them they should be. I'm okay, maybe advocating is not the right word. I am advocating. I'm not lobbying to make this a mandate. Maybe. Basically, I'm not trying to force people to do this. I'm just putting the idea out there, and I'm hoping and wanting to see more people actually give this some thought. Like, don't just advocate for mandates, yes. There's nothing wrong with here for entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Like I said, oh shit, I didn't see that one. I will check that out when I'm done with the live stream, Scott. Thank you, sir. But yeah, like for the entertainment, like Jen earlier, I was talking about Read with Cindy, how I really don't agree with how she presented some of her arguments for some of the drama that she responded to, especially that newbie tag like parody thing she did. I didn't agree with the presentation of it, but I did give props, and you can go back and stream and check. I gave her props because it was entertaining, and that's what she was catering towards, the making an entertainment crowd. And there's definitely a market for that. And then there's ones that want conversations, which again, I'm assuming the people in this chat, yourself, Jen, Britt, me, this is what I'm here. I am. I've been saying this since before Philip DeFranco came around, but I don't like saying it now because that's like his thing. But I am all about the conversation. I've always been about the conversation. I'll always be about the conversation. So yeah, there's room for conversation, and there's room for entertainment, and there's room for both. But I don't condone, and I would like to see changed, the knee-jerk kind of something happened, I'm really upset, here's my thoughts on it kind of stuff that comes out there, because all it does, either you make yourself look foolish, like Heather mentioned earlier, you got to do an apology video because you pissed off a lot of people, or you incite other people, and then you have 10, 15, 20, 30 people doing the same video on the same person and making them feel like they just upset the entire world. Because, sure, 30 people may not sound like a lot since there's thousands in Booktube, but when you're just starting out, especially if you're a small booktuber and you say something incorrectly and you have that kind of response, it feels like the world is coming down upon you. All right, Scott, take her easy, man.
Oh, bye, Scott. Thanks for stopping by,
I promise
dude.
you other live chats are more positive than this. For the most part. I worry that one person might not be able to handle it and did, but... yeah, Heather, I would not be surprised if that was to happen. This honestly, my thoughts on this can stem back when I was new to the community. I was here for about a month or so. That's when the original fake Reader Girls thing happened. And I haven't talked to Steve in a while, but I consider myself a friend of Steve now, but I wasn't back then. In fact, because of some bookish opinions, I hated Steve when fake Reader Girls was a thing. I told him this, so it's all good. But when fake Reader Girls happened, I saw the video that sparked it, and then I saw the secondary video that kind of fanned the flames, and then I saw the responses. Like, all it would have took was a comment with a question for someone clarifying what he meant by what he said, and that would have been enough. Like, his comments about the makeup and such was taken so out of left field from what he actually said until it became this huge mob mentality. And the reason why it gets me thinking about it is this guy he's the oldest 28-year-old you'll ever know. He he lives alone, right? Like, Deb doesn't live with him. So he lives alone, I believe.
Yeah, it's just him and Frida now.
Yeah, so he lives alone with, at the time, his 2 dogs. And all he does is sit down and read, and then he writes about reading. Occasionally he gets out with Chris and Giselle. Like, this guy kind of had to be talked into coming to Booktube in the first place. He's one of the most... depending on the conversation, he can be one of the most aggravating people to talk to, but he's always genuine. Like, in what he says, when he says something, it's what... you can take it to the bank because he's genuine. And so... he's misunderstood. He's definitely misunderstood by some certain people. But he was brand new to the community, said something which was just like an observation he thought of the community, and it was taken so out of context. You know what? I'm not even going to say it was completely out of context, because what he said was stupid. If I was closer friends with him, I would have said, Steve, why the fuck did you say that? That was stupid. But the response to it did not come close to being justified for what he said. And you have this old dude just branching out, doesn't even know how to turn on his laptop for the most part. And you have what definitely had to feel like the entire community just coming down and saying how much of a horrible sexist he is. And I don't know how he stuck it out. I'm glad as hell that he did, and I respect him. Just like, again, I respect Scott too, because although it was a smaller scale, it was a very similar kind of introduction. So I'm glad they're both around, because they're different voices within the community. And that's what we need. We need people that have different interests, that read different things, that like different things, that dislike different things, right? There's no like, I don't even know. I think I'm just going to repeat myself if we stay on this particular topic.
I mean, I don't make Theon Greyjoy videos because they get the views. I make them because they make me happy.
Oh boy. I don't know if you want to pivot to Theon Greyjoy, Britt.
I mean, cough up that change.
I warned you guys at the beginning there's going to be coughing because the mute button kind of sucks on this mic. And I've been dying for like at least a week and a half now.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, there's one more I can think of off the top of my head, an opinion, And this is the one. This is the doozy that I think will get me in trouble with some people. The entitlement versus elitism, I think, is the video in question. The white girl that was wearing a kimono, I think, or something like that, and said basically how sick and tired she is through gritted teeth of people saying the Booktube is racist and this stuff. Heather, you did a whole live chat, I'm pretty sure, about that, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm not going to add anything more to that particular conversation about whether she should have done it, what her intentions were, any of that stuff, because I think it's all been said and done, and there's decent videos up that have responded to this. The reception of her apology, I think, was a bit abhorrent. She did apologize for doing it. She kind of tried to explain why she did it, which was really not well thought out. Like, again, it's something else she probably could have presented a lot better and saved herself some grief. But I think a lot of people got hung up on the idea that Booktube isn't racist, being a biconditional statement of we shouldn't support black booktubers. Because watching the response videos, they were piling in, and people were talking about how, you're trying to say that, black booktubers feel entitled, and black booktubers, or people of color, and LGBT, and every minority, I guess, was kind of named at some point during this. They feel like they're entitled and all this stuff, and they get their privilege and all this stuff. And I didn't see her video, but I've only seen a clip that's been going around. But of the clip that I saw, I don't feel as though that's the kind of thing she was saying. What it sounds like she was saying is that the reason, like, if you are a person of color and you're a booktuber, the reason you have less subs than someone else is not the color of your skin. Have his way off subbing to people to prove you're racist. Yes. Oh my God. That's a rant that's going to kill my voice later. The sub for sub. Oh boy, we'll get into that in a moment.
Oh no, Devin.
That one's pretty tame. Don't worry about that. But yeah, so here's my thesis statement for the opinion. I agree with her in terms that I will sit here and I will die on this hill when I tell you that Booktube is not racist, because it's not. Booktube is not sexist. If anything, it'd be sexist against men, because Booktube is like 99.999% women. So Booktube is not sexist. Booktube is not racist. Booktube is not transphobic. Are there racists in Booktube? Probably. Are there sexists in Booktube? Most likely. And are there transphobic people in Booktube? Sure, there probably is. That doesn't make the community that way. And what it sounded like to me, what she was saying, and I apologize if anybody's seen the full video and she contradicts these points in later on in the video. I'm only responding to the part I've seen. Booktube, there are people, I don't have examples right now, unfortunately. If this was a produced one, not live, I could probably scrounge them up and have them on the screen for you, but I didn't think I was going to get into this. But there are people that I have heard state that they feel as though their channels are suffering because they're a person of color, because they're LGBT, because they're women. I've actually heard that someone said their channels were suffering because they were a woman. And none of those things I believe to be true. I don't think being a person of color is going to hurt yourself on Booktube in terms of you're not going to get as many subs or views as somebody else. I think there is a lack of people of color on Booktube. Like, there's not, for every booktuber of color, there's probably 15 or 20 white booktubers. For every, actually, I wouldn't even say, when it comes to women and LGBT, I'd say it's probably close to an even. I don't know if that's a pretty well represented demographic there.
I mean, you have me, so I like feel all the thoughts, so it's fine.
It's here for when I play diversity bingo. Um, she's like 3 ways to a bingo herself. I only need to find 2 other people.
Damn it, bro.
But yeah, no, the idea that you are being held down because of your skin color fascinates me, because that implies that there are people who will not watch you because of your skin pigmentation. And I don't think, I think more of the Booktube community, like the viewership, the watchers of Booktube, I think more of them as people, that I don't think this is a thing that applies. I think there's a decent amount of incidental prejudice on Booktube that comes from the perception of what makes an attractive person, what makes a pleasant voice. And then Heather, I mean, everyone is going to have vented. Yes, that's what I'm getting at, Heather, is that your actual appearance, Jen, that's a good point, that there is going to be prejudice. And like I said, I'm not denying that there's not examples of it, that there's not a subset of a percentage of your audience that is not going to be attracted to you because of your color, in terms of the people that, you know, the attractiveness of the booktubers, what brings them to the channel to begin with, or what makes a pleasant voice, same thing. But I'm saying those kind of things transcend just color and orientation and gender. That's in general. I might not want to subscribe to Brit because in her thumbnail I see an anime character in the back. Fuck that. I don't want to listen to no damn otaku talking about books. Like, those are legitimate things. Those are legitimate things that happen. And I'm not discounting. I'm not saying that race doesn't come into play for some people at times. I'm saying on the whole, I don't think that person A and person B starts at the same time, do everything the exact same way, have the same opportunities. Person A will have more subs than B because of the skin color. Okay, yeah, sorry. Maybe I spoke poorly. By transcend, I meant it's not just these. Like, the issue is bigger than just color, sex, gender, weight, age, style. Yeah, all these things come into it. Yeah, and Heather, I get that a lot, and that's what I mean. Like, I watched that clip from her video, and she was saying Booktube is not racist, and her teeth were grinding to the point where I thought I saw a chip fly off one of her teeth. Like, she seemed so angry, which I'm not sure if it was put on for, you know, maybe not a comedic, for like a dramatic effect. Maybe, I don't know, but it's, like I said in the beginning of this video, I think discussion videos, depending on the presentation of the idea, you can pretty much talk about anything. So when Stoop asked earlier, is Booktube more sensitive to criticism than anything else? She does aggression in a lot of her videos. Yeah, see? So it's again, I'm not discounting what she said may have been wrong. I didn't see enough of the video to do that. But yeah, if this is how she presents it, then again, it's very unfortunate for her. What is the name of her channel? I did mean to actually go and try and find some other stuff from her, because I like finding new people. But yeah, it's like On the Stoop asks, okay, I'm gonna jot that down. Earlier, On the Stoop asked about if a Booktube is more sensitive to criticism than other communities. And in a way, I said yes, because it is. But I think you can talk about anything if you present it in the right manner. Like, don't belittle the person or the audience you're talking to. Show them the respect that you want to be shown in the conversation. Listen to what they have to say. Give your opinions and have the discourse back and forth until, you know, the conversation ends, or, you know, the conversation ends. Like, it doesn't need to be even an issue of we're going to keep talking until you see my side or vice versa. No, that's not a discussion. Then that's a debate. Maybe that's an argument. That's coercion. That's you trying to sway somebody to your frame, and that's never going to happen. What I like about Booktube is how diverse it is, in that there's people that's never going to see eye to eye with me on some certain topics, and I'm okay with that. We can still talk about other things. We can still be friends. We can still have civil discourse.
We are changed, says Peter.
Depends on how we're defining Booktube here, too. What channels get views and subs is driven by the preferences of the audience, a lot more so than those of Booktubers. What channels get views and subs? Yeah. That's when I say Booktube, for the most part in that context, I'm talking about the viewership, the watchers of the videos, not necessarily the content creators themselves. However, the content creators do make up a decent portion of the viewership.
The cat is a Booktube.
She's been off camera. Oh, she's been off camera as well. Oh, okay. Little in love with her own opinions. Okay, wait, are you talking about me or her, Jen? Because that seems like you've taken both ways. No, I would not push Brit Monse because you would probably be closer.
Unless he'd like push me through like the thing, but I don't think he'd do that. I think he'd just push me off a cliff and get it over with.
Jen, it is a joy to have you in this chat, ma'am. I'm glad to finally get you here live. But yeah, like, I don't know if I can just keep going on with that particular one, because that's really what it was. Like, the aggravating thing was people taking part of what was said and making their own argument from that part, and then debunking and responding to the argument that they just made up. That is literally strawmanning the girl. Peter, you're ridiculous. But yeah. All right, so does that cover pretty much the gambit of what we are dealing with right now in the community? Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss?
The lack of backgrounds of anime characters in Booktube really bothers me.
I'm not even dignifying that with a response. Meanwhile, I just responded to it.
Love you.
Oh, guys. But yeah. Like, I like the fact that discussion videos are trendy, because I do like discussion videos.
Well, you like the conversation, like,
yeah. Which aggravates me when I go into a discussion video and it's not a discussion. Do you prefer content to be niche? Me in particular, I do like variety. If you're not gonna be like just consuming, I do like a variety, because it gives it helps like brainstorm other stuff to be doing, and I'm not that creative of a person, so I like.
oh, stop
That's
it.
not. Listen, I am not fishing for compliments. Do not indulge me on that. My favorite Starbucks holiday drink is to drive past Starbucks and go find somewhere else to get a drink.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Nah, Tim Hortons. I'm a Canadian.
Oh.
But yeah, I do like variety. However, in terms of, people looking for YouTube advice, I would say niche works better in terms of, getting all them subs that we was talking about earlier. The more you diversify, the more you get people coming for particular content that they're not going to watch the other content. Mm-hmm. And then you like plateau, like Steve, the lawn gnome. Law Gnome's awesome. He's one of my favorite people I've
Mm.
met online. But his channel grows, and this is not intended to make a conversation with sub counts and stuff like that. Like, I don't mean to say they're the be all end all, but we're just in the conversation about channel growth. Lawn Gnome is great. He's awesome. He does the Sunday sit downs. They're amazing conversations, and it's always a variety of topics. But he covers Funko Pops, he covers movies, he covers the community in general. He talks about books. He's hovering around like 1,900 subscribers, and he's been doing so for months and months and months. His growth is so slow because he has so much diverse content that he's got, say, 2,000 subscribers almost. Say 1,000 comes for Funko, 500 for books, 500 for movies. So he'll put a movie review up and get like 500 views. Like, it's not growing. So diversifying your channel and getting variety of types of content is something you do if you don't care about the subs, because like, I mean, with me, you're going to have D&D on here until December. You got video game footage as I'm playing games, but I'm at 450 subscribers now. This is like 3 times more than I wanted or needed, I guess. Yeah. If he separated his content into like separate channels, each individual one would probably be better. But Steve is someone that he's so genuinely content with everything that goes on. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he cares too much. I think it does kind of irk him a little bit how slow it grows, but he loves his viewers. He loves everybody on Twitter. He's awesome. Oh yeah, Fariba. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, the medieval reader. That's another thing. If it's too niche, then you're going to attract the people that like it. But if there's not that many people that like it, then again, yeah, you're right. So medieval reader, if keeping within that conversation, is never going to be a massive booktuber at the rate she's going now. But I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with not doing it for the views. Like, she's putting up the content that she wants to put up, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm at 452. Awesome, Aaron.
Yay, alright.
I'm actually surprised. I figured Aaron should get more. Aaron needs more.
Hashtag Aaron.
Yeah,
needs
I
more.
found medieval reader with her newbie tag, actually. I think either that or one of the comments she put in one of Donahue's videos.
Yay, Peter.
Monse, that's no.
Oh, say.
But yeah, so I mean, subcount. I do variety. I like variety. But I have way more subs than I needed in terms of why I started my channel in the first place. Because again, I've made no mistake about that, or no mistake. I made no secret about that. I started my channel strictly to get a platform of readers to be, in contact with for when I have something for sale to purchase. I'm not plugging the book. I'm just saying that this is why I came to YouTube in the first place. So I've already exceeded everything I want to do. So, oh crap! You just reminded me. All right. 1K would be cool, but like also I don't want the responsibility. Yeah, I feel you, Aaron. I read all over the place, and I think that's my downfall. But I made a few great reading buddies, and that makes it worth it to me. And I found, Wicked Junior. That's literally what I think personally myself. The best part about doing Booktube in general is not necessarily being huge, but just getting a couple of good friends that you can talk to on a regular basis. I mean, once we started our Voxer chat, Britt just stopped doing videos.
True. Now you only see me on Devin's channel now.
Or
basically.
Matt's nano fucking live chats. Yeah, and D&D.
Well, that's true, but like, I don't know. Like with the whole like when I realized like that Booktube was kind of like a place that was less about books and more about drama, like it honestly it made me like less motivated to do things. And I came on here to make friends, and I found them. And I mean, you and I just do buddy reads on Voxer. So
Peter, I said I'm not plugging Kruger. Stop it. I told you no marketing until the third book is done. But see, now, Brett, even that, I wouldn't say that even then Booktube was more about drama and less about books. It's as much about books as the quote-unquote drama. But you're right. Sometimes it can get exhausting keeping up with it.
Love you too, Heather.
Monse, you're not glad you deleted Voxer because now I can't talk to you anymore. And that hurts. That hurts my heart.
I didn't know that Monse had
Yeah.
Voxer. You mean I could have sent pictures to Monse
I was
on
talking
Voxer?
to Monse and Erica on Voxer for the longest time, and then Monse just up and disappeared.
Monse. I'm on Voxer. You should come back on.
So, Jen, you're saying I'm part of the problem, aren't you?
Oh, now who's part of the problem?
Hey, you buying that book is part of the problem.
Listen, I regret nothing. That was not going to get Winds of Winter out any faster, and you know it.
Jen, you're making me feel bad. I feel like I need to go away.
What? What is going on in the
Fuck
chat?
you, Peter. I try to approach these things from a constructive perspective. Hopefully do some good.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has rarely ever heard of my favorite fucking book in the world, which is The Beach by Alex Garland.
It was a Leo DiCaprio movie. Everybody's heard of The Beach.
This, well, okay, but they've never fucking, like, that's, everybody knows it by the movie and not the book, which is a shame. Wait, what do you mean?
I like how halfway through that sentence you were about to bitch about the movie, and then you realize I was going to call you out for not watching it. Where's Matt to? Matt just popped up on my Steam playing Conan Exiles.
Well, there's your answer. He's playing Conan.
I feel like he would have a lot of fun in this particular conversation.
Do you want me to message him?
What? Don't mind. You can if you want, yeah. Yeah, Brit complained a lot about the Beach movie until I dragged it out of her that she'd never actually watched it and therefore can't tell me that it's garbage.
Listen, sir.
It probably is garbage.
You
to the book.
have never seen Titanic, and you call it garbage all the time.
I once photographed plush rabbits reenacting the beach when I was in Thailand. What? Dude.
What?
Jen, I want your life. Leo DiCaprio on the beach. Is this Titanic 2? Did you finally wash up? Oh, man. That sounds sick. But yeah, I think what actually prompted this particular conversation was a message from Britt earlier today informing me that somebody stole my idea.
Oh.
And yeah, I think that's when I was like, hey, I haven't done anything in a while, so let's do a live chat tonight. So I was like, all right. So yeah. Now, before people think there's going to be a bunch of tea spilt here, I am not saying that this person stole my idea, because this idea, although it was presented in January, was only mentioned in my comeback video once and then never mentioned again, and I'm not going to be able to do it this year anyway. So, no shade. However, there's a read along that, you know what, I think you guys should participate in. And it is called In December. As in Indie December. I'm not gonna lie in terms of being a little miffed about this. Not that, again, someone took my idea, because, you know, it's not that creative of a name. It's easily brought up before. But my myth with this is that In December is now a bingo board readathon. And I had so much more in mind for that. Like, you know what? Because Britt's been on the screen for a long ass time.
Yeah, let's not keep me on the screen.
Let's go check it in December. There you go, Britt. You're off the hook. So this is Megan Tennant. In the interest of transparency, I don't mind Megan. Megan's actually pretty cool. She's an indie author. She's got a decent mind for the business. I'm not a fan of some of the clickbaity things that she does, especially when she opens the video and says, "This isn't clickbait because," and then tells me why the video is clickbait. But, yeah. So, she has a readathon that they are doing called In December. Doing some giveaways. But yeah, so my idea was, I'll go to it. I wanted to, well, speaking with Olive about this again back in January, and I wanted to make basically a nonfiction November, but in December, and have it be about indie books, indie and small press. So something more broad and not confined to the same kind of generic cookie cutter, you know, read along thing. It does, but what I'm not a fan of what she did with it. But this is also my own personal preference of it. I'm getting. I really don't like the bingo board readathons.
I just really don't like bingo boards in general. They make me feel old.
The idea I had for In December was a more crafted around, you know, speaking with Olive and doing something like Nonfiction November, have a few prompts, and then have a month worth of like content on my channel about indie authors. Yeah, Heather, that's probably what I'm going to do. Like, it's going to be a while before I can do it. I have some other things coming up that it wasn't going to happen this year anyway. I'm still going to do that plan. I'm just going to not tread on Megan's toes and do it later. I might even still do it in December of 2019, but call it something else so there's no confusion, so people can do both. Because my idea for it is like a nonfiction November where I'm just going to do indie content, interview indie authors, read indie books, have a couple of prompts that are very broad, kind of like what Olive does. Because again, me and Olive planned this out. Shut up, Peter. But yeah, there is a part of me, and this is, again, completely irrational, and I don't have any ill will towards Megan, but it does kind of irk me that it's like I had such big, grandiose plans, and now it's another bingo board reading challenge.
Monse, do you not know about the newbie drinking game?
Oh, God. That would probably be the next live chat. On a day when I'm off, we can actually get some drinks.
Oh, yeah. Just let me know ahead of time so I know.
So, in the interest of promoting this, because, again, oh yeah, Jen, I have a newbie tag drinking game that I've been working on. I'll tell you what. After done talking about in December, we'll play around with it. At least the demo one that I have, because it's out on the other computer right now. So, but this is actually kind of important, and even though I don't like the fact that, you know, it's something I wanted to do, I like the idea of promoting indie authors and indie published works. So this is Megan's bingo board for her in December reading challenge. So the way you can play this, she said you can play it 2 ways. Get a regular bingo, 5 across, 5 diagonal, whatever. But a book can only count for 1 square, or fill the entire board, but have books counting in multiple squares. So like 1 book could be 4 or 5. I think.
You don't have to.
Let me see. You guys get started?
Amazon review
are
for
these?
the.
I'm actually just gonna play it because Megan has much more passion than I do.
Basically, we have our indie bingo board, and you can play 2 different ways. The first style is normal traditional bingo style. You can't count books multiple times, but you win by getting 5 across. And there's also another style, which I'm choosing to call flush style, which is you win by covering the entire board, but you can count books multiple times. So the way this works is to count a book, you have to leave an Amazon review for the book in the month of December. You don't have to have read the book in the month of December, but you have to leave an Amazon review during the month of December. Now, I know not everyone...
See, and that's another reason why I'm cool with promoting this, because I like that. You have to leave a review on Amazon on the book. And anybody that knows indie publishing, Amazon reviews are key to being successful. Goodreads couldn't give a shit about Goodreads, but Amazon reviews can make or break an indie. So I like the fact that this is promoting that.
One can read as quickly as some people, and not everyone has the money to drop on 5 different books.
No comment
so
on the Patreon
the
plug.
image with the rules on it has a list of ways you can earn wilds, you can check it out, things like
And I like this. She has ways to earn wilds. So like if you're not a fast reader and you can't control the books, there's other things you can do, all of which help indie authors. That'll count towards your bingo board. So I'll give her props for this. This is not a bad idea.
posting a Bookstagram photo or fan art, or sharing 3 posts with hashtag in December, requesting
so
3
shady.
indie books at libraries. So that
But it's so shady.
That is.
kind of thing. On January 1st,
the way
there's
that
going to
she's
be a
doing
giveaway.
it.
Anyone who got bingo throughout the month of December can get an entry to win prizes, indie books, indie merch, and other books.
Okay, yeah. So there's giveaways for if you succeed or not. Another Patreon plug. So like I said, I don't mind Megan. She has a good mind for the business. I've never been one to lie to people in conversation, so I might as well. One thing I'm not a big fan of in this is that a lot of this, not even a lot, but there's a decent amount of this video that feels like this is something she's putting together to sell copies of her own book. Because she does.
Dopey post-apocalyptic book, Amazon reviews between.
These are all the X's that reading her book satisfies. I think it's ended up being 6 of them. And she even includes cover by. But, meh, whatever. It's supporting indie authors. So, if you guys were looking for a readathon or something for December, because God knows there isn't very many readathons, this is one I would like to see you guys participate in, or anybody watching this to participate into it. Yeah, Peter, because I'm not logged in under Insomniac. Because it screws up on the chat if I'm logged in under my own thing.
I didn't even notice.
But actually, that's a horrible pose to keep her on. Oh, that's worse. Oh my God, Megan. All right, that's good enough. But yeah, like I said, I'm not sure how you guys are with readathons, and there are quite a few of them. But I think this one's got a really good, heart to it. And next year I will be doing something in terms of this for indie authors, because although I don't believe,
If you click your own link, then we will all travel through the time-space continuum, says Peter.
Let's do it. There it is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shit, where's it going? He was right. It's just constantly going. Fuck.
Mr. For the Views.
Yeah, Jen, like I said, it's not perfect. But I don't have an alternative. I'm not a fan of the bingo board readathons anymore at all. But I don't have anything on the go right now, and this is a good one for indie authors. So, like I said, I will do what I can to, boost it as much as I can.
That's fair.
I know, Monse, it's okay. You wouldn't read indie anyway. You only read, like, highbrow translated shit, don't you? Like,
Leave Monse alone, Devin.
it's all good.
She has higher quality tastes than you, sir.
Probably. That's not saying much.
Monse watches John Wick with me.
Does she actually?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You read literary books. I wouldn't say it's taste, but to each his own. God.
Peter January.
Out of curiosity, what would happen if I search Booktube discussion? Here's Harry's Booktube divide.
Do you really want to go
he's the
down
first
that
one
road?
pops up. That's hilarious.
Eh?
Let me see. Update. Diversity. Okay, I watched some of this one earlier. Oh, Adrian did. Oh, to annotate or not annotate?
See, exactly, Devin. See, Monse has great taste. She read Meg and watched and enjoyed John Wick.
All right, so for those looking on the screen, this one I would recommend you guys checking out. Diary of a Reader. I watched this one earlier. It's a response, in general to the stuff that was going on with Scott and Alyssa H. Wrights. And yeah, she sums up kind of what I did pretty succinctly. So, Diary of a Reader. I would recommend you guys check that out. I did, Heather. That's what we're looking at. Upload date. Actually, last hour. Yeah, nothing last hour. Oop, not relevant. Go away. Yeah, so there hasn't been really anything new. This one I could talk about. This is Will's, but I've already left a pretty long comment on that video. So I don't want to rehash all that. And this one, Ben's The Golden Rule Booktube discussion. That was from 3 weeks ago. That's actually a really good video to watch. Again, he talks about drama in general, and he does it pretty well balanced too. Like, I gotta give Ben gives me props for my discussion videos, but I gotta give him major props for this one. It was really well done. All right, Booktube newbie tag.
Wouldn't be a live stream with Devin if we didn't go in the newbie tag.
Oh, cool. Rhea did a not in Booktube newbie tag a few hours ago.
Peter suggests try looking up the oldest Booktube drama video ever created.
Booktube drama. Filter. Oh, I can't. Let's go upload date and let's go back. Oh, wait. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, I can't look for the oldest.
Lame. I'm going to
Oh.
read your comment that it didn't watch this video.
Stoop, do you mean just then, or did you see it earlier?
Do a vlog here. I almost
Peter,
said a
Peter,
quick
don't
vlog.
open
We've
that
already
door.
determined that if you say it's going to be quick, it never is. I'm just about to do some filming,
Booktuber
and
drama, a message.
you know,
This is from 6 years
I
ago.
decided I'm going to do a vlog before I do all my other filming things. Anyway, so this is why it ends up not being quick. I want to talk about some of the drama, and I usually do not get involved in this stuff. The last time that there was drama, I made a video for it, and then I ended up never posting it. And maybe that'll be the case here. You know, if you're watching it. So, the drama that I'm seeing is, I think it was started by not someone I subscribe to. I've never seen her stuff before. I don't even know if she's a subscriber. I don't think she is. I don't think I've ever seen her name in my comments. If you are, hey, thanks. But all I know is someone tweeted her video and I watched it, and it was titled The Evolution of Booktube. So I actually thought it would be different from what it was. And she basically talks about monetization and people who make money off their videos. Now, YouTube has sent out a thing where they ask people to, if they wanted to become like a partial partner, and I don't know if everybody got this or if you have to have so many subscribers. I don't know. And I was one of them that got this message. It was like, for me, it was at the end of last year, I think, and I made a video about it. And so I can choose to put ads on my videos, and I can choose what type of ads run on my videos. Not what the ads are about, but what, if they're, pop-ups or if they're pre-rolls and that sort of thing. And I do that because...
Okay, let's talk about monetization. 6 years ago. 6 years ago. A Booktuber drama video about monetization on Booktube. I was not expecting that one.
6 years. That's when like that word became a thing, right?
No, it was a little bit older than that, but that was around the time they were introducing the fact that anybody can be a partner. Like before that, only if you were like a big book YouTuber would you be partnered. This world we live in now, where you only need to verify yourself to monetize, even now where you gotta have 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours. That benchmark is nothing compared to what it was before. Mm-hmm. We're a little bit spoiled in that regard. If you go on Google, you can search for the very oldest. Peter, I'm not looking at any more old tea. I'm going to do this. I'm going to let you guys pick a newbie tag, and we're going to do the drinking game.
I don't have anything to drink.
Well, just keep track of how many drinks it would be and drink them later.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Anybody have a preference of what they see on the screen?
I'll drink them at fake Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Actually, Danielle, I want to pop up Danielle's for a second, because this is the one on Google Gossip they were saying this person should not be part of our community.
Oh.
Back to my channel. Today I'll be doing the Booktube newbie tag, which is 10 questions. And I'll list the questions down below in the description if you'd like to do the tag yourself. The first question asks is, why did you start the channel?
Alright, do you remember what the drink is for why did you start this channel?
Isn't it like to make friends or something?
Don't have friends to talk to with books in real life.
Yeah.
I started the channel because I love reading, and I saw how much fun other people had making the videos about their favorite books and sharing the books they like. So I thought, I want to join in the fun. So I created this channel.
That's basically the same thing. It's because I love reading. So that's usually a given. That's always one. That'll be one drink.
The question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube?
Fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube. What was the drink, Britt? See if you remember.
Why do you expect me to
'Cause I did
remember?
like 6 of these when I introduced you to it. Anybody in the chat maybe that was around might remember. All right, any predictions for what she's going to say? Fun and unique things you bring to Booktube. Yeah, Aaron, that's not far from it. Basically, yeah, it's either I'm not unique or everybody is unique. Therefore, I'm bringing my own perspectives. That kind of answer is the drink.
I'm creative.
No, she.
I think I'm creative. I think, creativity.
Yeah, exactly, Heather.
Maybe different types of videos, things like that.
She didn't bite though. That's no drink.
The third one is.
So that was good. She said she thinks she's creative and she can do creative things.
What are you most excited for about this new channel?
What are you most excited for about this new channel? God, I don't even know if I remember the drink for this one.
Is it not talking about Harry Potter? Because if it is,
no, but anytime Harry Potter is mentioned, it's a drink. I think it's to make friends. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. I'm gonna fix it later.
Wasn't that the first one though?
No, the first one is you make the channel because you don't have friends in real life.
Gotcha.
And you just love reading. This one is to make friends, the community. That's what it is, the community. The word community is a drink, by the way.
Chatting with other booktubers. Finding new books.
Oh, that's different.
And the fourth question
So
is,
no, I wouldn't say drink for that. Why do you love reading? What do you think the drink is? What do you think she said?
What was the question?
Why do you love reading?
It was escapism, right?
Yes. Either explore new worlds or to escape to new worlds. So, Peter, take a drink.
I love reading because when you read, it's like you enter a whole other
There's
world.
the drink.
Whether it be another planet, a galaxy, an imaginary world.
That's two.
Another time in our world. Something like that, places like that. So I like reading. What book series got you into reading?
What books got you into reading? This is the Harry Potter one.
Yeah.
So if it's Harry Potter, and I think I said Percy Jackson is the other series.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I don't remember. Probably Babysitter's Club, Classic.
Oh, she's older than I
I don't really remember that. I'm sorry. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers?
all right, so it was 2 for this, if I remember right.
Yeah, two.
Do you remember there? Oh, Goosebumps, Wicked Jr., yes. Fucking love those books. Yep, Heather, that's exact. Not so much. Wait, the question to ask other booktubers is not so much how to make friends, but can we be friends? Because a lot of people say that as a joke. They're like, "What would you ask other booktubers? Let's be friends. Let's hang out." Something along those lines. And yeah, time management, technical questions will be the other drink. Slash time management.
Where do you put all those books you can't put on bookshelves?
That's not one of them. Wow.
Where do you keep them? That's what I always wonder.
It's only 2 drinks so far, isn't it?
Question 7.
Yeah, only 2.
What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I tend to be sometimes...
This is the one that's definitely time management. Challenges hard to overcome. So technical or time management.
shy. and had a little bit of anxiety, which I'm getting better
Oh,
at.
getting in front of the camera, I think actually was one. Time management and getting in front of the camera. So this would count as a drink.
And
Okay.
I kind of struggle a little bit
3.
with feeling like, am I fitting in?
You got it, Stoop.
Which, I know it's not true. I do fit in. I am accepted. But sometimes, you get that little feeling of, oh my gosh.
Yeah, just to clarify, in case there's someone in the chat or someone that's going to watch later, that's going to misconstrue the point. I don't do the newbie tag drinking game in terms of making fun of the newbies. So this is a disclaimer, I guess, of sorts. I'm trying. I actually am gonna. I want to do this kind of to present these newbies to people within my chat. When we actually do a live chat, that is the Booktube newbie tag drinking game live chat. It's going to be videos that I've watched beforehand, and it's going to count as shoutouts too. Like, these are newbies that I've come across that I think are worth your time to watch. So,
am I not? But, the Booktube community has been really great. But sometimes, you get that little feeling of, oh my gosh, am I not? But, the Booktube community has been really great, really kind, really nice. Definitely join up the book community if that's what you want. I highly recommend it.
Peter, you had to go there, didn't you? You had to go there. Pretty sure I explained this in the last time we did this. It's not unlike what Ben does. However, one criticism that I have of Ben's, newbie shoutouts is, and I haven't seen any recent ones he recently did, but he was getting to the point where he's doing 25, 30 names in the shoutout video. And it makes you wonder how many of these people actually get someone coming over and see their channel. If you watch a video and I tell you 30 names, hey, go check out all these people, how many of them are you actually going to get to? And how many are you going to watch? So I think it's more important when it comes to shoutouts to scale it down. Like, keep it within a manageable size. Speak more about the individual people. Maybe even do this more often, sure. But yeah, Heather, 5 is a nice sweet spot. I'd even go probably between 3, maybe even up to 7, but that's around the area I would be talking about here. Because I can give you a list of names, but you guys, okay, you're basically all watchers of Booktube. I mean, how many people are you subscribed to already right now that you don't get to watch their videos regularly because you're subscribed to so many people? You're not going to add 30 names to the list because I said, hey, I saw the newbie tag. It was a good newbie tag. Go check them out, right?
Yeah.
Monster, yeah, exactly. You got to have something meaningful to say, some reason why. But shouting out a bunch of people is not going to help any of them. It's just going to overwhelm the person. 200. See, that's quite a bit there, Heather. You're not going to want to add 30 names to your subscriber list just because they're newbies and somebody said something nice about their newbie tag, right? So I think doing a newbie tag, like drinking game like this, we're going to sit down and actually watch their newbie tags. While may or may not be drinking. Right now we're not, but we probably could do this on a drinking night. And yeah, I think this method will probably net more people getting more attention than a mass shout out. Let me see. More than I can think of. If 200, I think not enough time for everyone to watch. Yeah, we only got so much time today to watch in general, guys. Even at 2 times speed, you're not going to get through everybody. People click through to welcome them without subbing. Yeah, Jen. I think that happens a lot. And I mean, you are someone I know for sure I see on the newbie tag all the time making comments. And there's a bunch of people that do that. But yeah, big shoutouts like that, where there's like a ton of names, you're going to get people clicking on it. Oh, hey, welcome to Booktube, and then moving on and forgetting about them. Only some special people from my future Patreons. Shut up, Monsai. I just watched the second question. It's the only one I cared about. Okay. What is the second question? The what you're excited about, or the fun and unique things? Hold on, what's that say? God. The unique one. Okay. I like watching the whole thing, and at the end of it, if I have something to say, I will leave a comment. If they cop it and you move on, oh man.
Heather's harsh.
Yeah, Jen. No, you're right. Now I'll be hypocritical and say that I do sub most of the time. When I watch a newbie tag, I will sub. They have to actively do something in the tag to make me not want to sub, to not sub to them. But then I keep track of the people that I sub to, especially recently. And if they don't do another video within a week or two, I unsub. And if they do, I'll watch that video and then it like resets the timer kind of thing. So like, I can sub based on a newbie tag, but there's always the follow up. And if they don't measure up, then they get unsubbed too. And that's also why I like, although doing the newbie tag is a good advice to give to a new booktuber, I wouldn't say make it your first video.
Yeah.
I like it when I look at a newbie tag and I like it, and then there's like 3 videos beforehand you could watch. Then you really get a feel for who the booktuber is. Who really says it? Okay. You gotta provide value and you should know what it is. Yeah, that's true. Mother watches the entire video and doesn't fast forward. Mom say you don't watch videos. It's a gateway to their other videos if I'm intrigued. Yeah. Same with me, Aaron. Watch a few videos first. And there's 647 subs doing that, so I've gotten pickier. Yeah. There's been some that's fallen through the cracks with me, and I've gone back and realized months later that I didn't unsub from them. There's also some newbies that I'm subbed to just in the vain hope that they come back because I like their tag so much. What's her name? Blue Suede Reviews is one of them. Emily something. I can't remember her name now, but yeah. Got roll at newbie tag in the second quarter. Okay, back to this.
They're all really nice, and I appreciate every one of them.
And by the way, it says I'm not subscribed, but I am not under Insomniac now.
When did you start reading?
That's why.
Yeah.
When I was little, my parents always encouraged me and my sister to read.
You know what? I'm not using the chat, so I'm just going to prove to you. I'm switching to Insomniac. See, I am subscribed to her. All right, let's go back to this.
Channel will be the hardest to overcome. I tend to be sometimes shy.
Notifications. I only got notifications for like 3 channels.
Which I'm getting better at, and I kind of struggle a little bit with feeling like,
hey Heather,
am I fitting in? Which,
didn't you realize?
I know that's true. I do fit in. I am accepted. But sometimes you get that little feeling of, oh my gosh, am I not? But the Booktube community has been really great, really kind, really nice. Definitely join up to the community if that's what you want. I highly recommend it. They're all really nice, and I appreciate every one of them.
Treasure that number always.
When did you start reading?
When did you start reading? As long as I can remember, or since I was a kid, or something along those lines.
When I was little, my parents always encouraged me and my sister to read.
3.
Where do you read? Everywhere.
Shit. So she says it everywhere. Where do you read? Everywhere. That's.
Where?
So that's
my room. The library. 4. We have a little park out in my apartment complex where you can sit and read next to the pool. We have parks all over. You can go to the park. You go to the library. I'm trying to remember how I found Danielle because it wasn't through a newbie tag. Unless I'm in the break room because I can't.
This is my first time seeing her. Her newbie tag only went up yesterday.
But with calls coming in, so
she was in a live chat. I'm not sure if it was mine or somebody I was in, and I think she said she just started.
What kind of books she liked to read? I like reading.
Where's it on Twitter? Oh, actually, no. I think it might have been. I think it might have been Heather's live chat, the diversity one. Was she in the chat for that?
I think so. Did you watch
after
that
the
one?
fact? I wasn't there live, but I watched. I watched some of it. Okay, yeah. That must have been a live chat I was thinking of. So yeah, Heather, you're the one that introduced me to her.
reading anything.
Oh, what types of books you like to read? YA is a drink, obviously.
Yeah.
As long as it's not hardcore romance, erotica,
Oh, Monse sunk. No erotica.
horror, thriller.
Oh, horror.
I
No,
don't read like
Danielle,
any of
no.
that kind of those types of books.
Oh, it's
Those are the
okay. It's
questions.
okay. Remember when I said that?
Oh, yeah, that's something else we're going to announce at the end of this video. Brit's December plan.
And I'll list them down below.
Ah.
If you wanted to challenge yourself, I don't know it. I don't have anybody to tag, so I tag everybody. If you haven't done it, go ahead and do it. I mean, I'm doing it kind of after a little late, but that's okay.
I think that's all the questions.
Also, again, I will be hosting my first live chat
Oh, is she?
on December 1st.
All right, Danielle's hosting a live chat on December 1st, folks. Keep that in
I will also
mind.
be doing Vlogmas. I have a few ideas what I want to do. The first one might be a shop with me. I'm going to need to try to go to Dollar Tree. I don't know about vlogging in public. I'm a little kind of nervous about that, but I've seen people do it. So I might try. If not, I'll just film the Christmassy stuff they have in Dollar Tree, and I will do an unhaul, or a haul. Yeah, haul. I'll do that. I hope you enjoyed this video.
I like your enthusiasm, Aaron.
These tags are fun.
Me
I've seen
too.
tags around on.
But yeah,
online.
seriously, guys,
Maybe I'll
everybody
do
show
some
her
more.
love.
If you know of any tags
She's
you
cool.
think that would be kind of cool, definitely mention it in the comments. I'm almost done with my November reading. I don't know.
All right, she is on with the question, so I'm going to pull off it for now. But yeah, see, Danielle's sweet.
Yeah.
And for those who are curious, there you go. If you want to go and check it out yourselves and give her a sub. Oh yeah, Heather. The original plan for the Booktube newbie tag drinking game, and now that I've got the bugs kind of worked out, I might follow through with this. Was do it like I'm doing now, live chat. I was talking to Olive and Ben Sanders and the restricted section. That was the 3 participants I was going to have on, but I didn't have a way of streaming it really well. But now OBS has fixed that. So yeah, and one of the things we're going to do is grab a couple of newbies we wanted to shout out, do their newbie tag for the drinking game, and then do our own newbie tags. Couldn't do mine because I never did a newbie tag, but doing everyone else's.
That means you gotta do mine. Definitely.
Well, I did the new to Booktube tag, so I guess I can modify it somehow. But yeah, that's like so far this is the second time I've kind of introduced you guys to the drinking game. But we never done a full live chat that is the drinking game. That is something we are going to do. December sounds like a good time to do it too. Everyone's all festive and such. You did a parody in yours? Sweet. I'm going to have to jot it down for when we do this.
I don't even remember what I said in mine, but I was in a completely different room. I was at the desk.
Oh, Jesus.
I think.
So, Britt, how about what's your plans for December? What are you going to be reading?
Very, gotta bring in the Christmas spirit. So we're reading The Exorcist.
Yeah. Has it been a year since your horror education started now? Hasn't been that long.
I think about that, because I think the first thing you got me to read My Best Friend's Exorcism, or was it?
I think technically the first was Dracula because you were in on the big group buddy read.
Right. That's
so I
right.
think that was the first thing you did in anything.
Yeah, that was
so yeah, this is like more
ago.
than a year in the making. So Britt wouldn't read horror. She was too chicken shit, as she would say, to read horror. And it took me a long ass time to explain to her. And inform her that watching a horror movie and reading a horror novel are two different experiences. With a horror movie, you see the image, you hear the sounds, it's direct input. With a horror novel, you're reading the page and then your brain is creating the images. So there's, even if it's a fraction of a millisecond, there's time between getting the description and imagining what's in the book. So you can be a chicken shit for horror movies and still enjoy horror fiction. She didn't buy it. But then she read Dracula with a big group of like 8 or 9 of us. And that went well. And then we read It. And then my best friend's Exorcism. And Pet Cemetery. What else have you read?
I read Graveyard Apartment by myself in one
I
sitting.
ended up DNFing it. And, well, DNFFN. I DNF'd it
Yeah.
for now. So Britt is working on her horror education and building up to reading The Exorcist, which I said she will be reading before the end of the year. And we're going into December, so...
Yeah.
So Britt's going to live tweet it, right?
Yeah. No, it's totally gonna happen. I mean, like, to be fair, I did read Pet Cemetery in the audiobook format, and I was not as scared as I thought I was going to be. And I watched you play Friday the 13th, and I watched Hill House on Netflix and wasn't
Actually,
scared.
that's...
Okay, maybe I was a little bit scared.
Yeah, but that one's actually fairly intense. That's impressive.
But like, the only thing that I was really scared of wasn't the content, it was the fact that they used cheap-ass jump scares. And I don't like jump scares. I'm not a fan.
Oh, God.
They give me a lot of anxiety and stress. Well, I mean, like, everything gives me a lot of anxiety and stress, but...
I want to say, people would read Stephen King because Stephen King is the greatest horror author ever. And everything he writes is horror. Especially on Goodreads. Ah, those Goodreads awards. That grinds my gears so much. You know who doesn't belong on the horror section of Goodreads? The new Stephen King book. It's not a horror book. Just having Stephen King in the title does not make it a horror book. See,
He hasn't written a horror novel since, like, I don't know, but...
Needful Things is one. Actually, we were supposed to pick up Needful Things earlier instead of Pet Cemetery, but I don't know what happened there. No, Monse, we don't. So,
Really?
no one takes a Goodreads award seriously.
No, was
Needful Things is the first one I said you should go get.
So why'd we change it to Pet Cemetery?
Well, no, not that we changed it to Pet Cemeteries. We didn't read Needful Things. Went like 2 or 3 weeks because then Iron Flower came out. We read that.
Right.
Then what else did we read? Immediately.
Oh, we read
Evelyn Hardcastle.
the Evelyn Hardcastle, and then we tried to read that book, and then we went no.
Oh my God, no! I'm not talking about that on the stream. Yes, Aaron. Yes, we can buddy read that. That's all we do is buddy read. Exactly, Wicked Jr. Pretty much, Peter. Crap, I derailed myself this time. I don't know. We were talking about you reading The Exorcist.
Yeah. We were talking about plans for December.
Heather, I think we're talking about Needful Things. Because Erin said she wants to read that. And that's what we were going to read. However, I mean, I'm not opposed to making The Exorcist a buddy read. Even though this time last year I did buddy read The Exorcist with some people. Aaron, you want to read The Exorcist too? Oh, Under the Dome. Yeah, I have to make a pass on that. I think I like the premise of it, but nothing I know about that plot makes me want to pick up that giant ass tome and get through it.
Wasn't that one we talked about reading for like 5 minutes
Under
once?
the Dome, no. Under the Dome is a book that apparently King came up with in like the 70s, but he didn't write it because he didn't feel like he was a good writer for, like, he wasn't the writer required to tell the story he wanted to tell. And then it came out, and yeah, the show is apparently god awful. I don't understand how the show had
I
multiple
think it was
seasons.
The Shining.
The Shining was we were going to.
Sorry.
Yes, Aaron. Real Thanksgiving was last month. That is correct. But yeah, Aaron said she's game, so we can buddy read The Exorcist and then pivot over to Needful Things. That sounds fun to me. Okay. I watched the first season of the show and I did find it decent. When I say it was god awful, this is my friends that have read Under the Dome that like the book. They curse and swear on the show. Peter, you're literally at a point where you're actually regurgitating Brit's jokes. How does that make you feel, sir? That's a low that I didn't think you would hit.
Hey, I never called it poutine.
No, you called it moose.
Okay. It was a legitimate question.
Actually, poutine would make turkey dinner so much better. Good God.
You see the world.
God damn it, Peter is. But yeah, moose is delicious. But Brit is under the impression that moose is our chief form of transportation, the only thing we eat, our pets, and our police force.
No, your main source of transportation is seals. Because you live on an island.
Anyway. Exorcist. When? What do I have in the docket right now? I DNF that fracking Vapors book. I'm not touching that again.
It was the what is it? The deck the
Hark the Herald Angel Scream.
Herald.
Hark the
What?
Herald Angel Scream. It's a short
Yeah,
story.
that one.
Yeah, Aaron, just get it and let me know when you get it. Cause
If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free on there.
Cause right now, did you get Hark the Herald Angel Scream after?
I did.
I think I might be irrationally excited to read this because I read the first story, and it's about mummers.
Mm-hmm. Mummers?
And you have no idea what a mummer is. How many people in chat knows
What's
what a
that?
mummer is? I'm curious now.
You're
So
welcome.
this is what me and Britt are reading right now.
Heather, go pee. We're just talking about buddy.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The meat of what we're talking about is done now. I'm just winding down until I'm too tired to continue. Jen, I knew I could count on you.
Well, Devin, you're responsible for my horror education,
Well, Mummer's
so
not a horror thing.
it's not.
Nope. So yeah, Heather, it's a short story collection of horror novels based around Christmas. It's edited by Christopher Golden, who won the Stoker this year for his. Oh, it's not a debut novel, but it's best novel. It's alright, Wicked. It's a lot of repetition of the same thing. Basically, treat people like you want to be treated, and use your head before speaking. That's kind of what you can boil everything I said down to. But yeah, Britt, mummers are a Christmas tradition. I don't think it's native to Newfoundland, but it's a big Newfoundland thing. It used to be. Shirley Jackson is going to come along. Relax. Basically, people get up, they dress, they put pillow sacks over their heads and do weird faces on it and like stuff their clothes, puff it all out and look all weird, and they go door to door and they play music and they just like dance around in the kitchen with like random people in the town. You don't quite know who they are. Usually it's people from town, but the part of the fun is trying to figure out who's doing what.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, it kind of is, and that's why it doesn't actually happen much anymore. I've only seen mummers twice in my life, and both times it was just because I'm part of a big family, and it was like my mom's sisters, like 7 or 8 of them, and then their husbands, and yeah, it's a cool thing.
Well, that sounds cool.
All right, hold on. You got the stream open, right? I'm gonna play
Yeah.
a mummer song for you guys. I'm sure Jen knows it because I think she referenced it just then. So here you go. Check out this. This is a Newfoundland thing.
Oh boy, good.
The audio's probably gonna be shit, but.
Don't seem like Christmas if the mummers
This is
are not
green
here.
sleeves.
Granny would say as she'd knit in her chair. Things have gone modern, and I suppose that's the cause. Christmas is not like it was. Hark, what's the noise out by the porch door? Granny, 'tis mummers, there's 20 or more. Her old withered face brightens up with a grin. Any mummers, nice mummers, loud in. Come in, lovely mummers, don't bother the snow. We can wipe up the water, sure, after you go. Sit if you can, or on some mummer's knee. Let's see if we know who you be. There's big ones and small ones and tall ones and thin. Boys dressed as women and girls dressed as men. Humps on their backs and mitts on their feet. My blessed, we'll die with the heat. There's only one there that I think that I know. That tall feller standing o'er alongside the stove. He's shaking his fist for to make me not tell. Must be Willie from out on the hill. Now that one's a stranger, if there ever was one, with his underwear stuffed and his trapdoor undone. Is he wearing his mother's big 42 bra? I knows, but I'm not gonna say. Don't suppose you find mummers would turn down a drop. No homebrew or elky, whatever you got. Not the one with his rubber boots on the wrong feet. He's enough for to do him all week. Suppose you can dance, yes, they all nod their heads. They've been tapping their feet ever since they came in. Now that the drinks have been all passed around, the mummers are planking her down. Be careful the lamp and hold on to the stove. Don't swing Granny hard, 'cause you know that she's old. No need for to care how you buckles the floor, 'cause the mummers have danced here before.
Yeah, see, that's fun. Oh man. Lorena McKinnon?
This is so newfie.
Oh god, yes. It is. Like, and that's the thing, I was reading the first story in Hark the Herald Angels Scream, and I guess it's a bit of a spoiler because it's a short story, but still, like, it's about mummers. And when I see them, it's like, holy shit, the way that they're described, I'm like, dude, you describe these people, they're just like mummers. And then when they say that it's mummers, oh man, I lost my shit. Because like nobody inside Newfoundland knows what a mummer is. Apparently one of the characters like grew up in Newfoundland, so she knew about them. Their granny line was a bit
that's cool.
ageist. What granny line? How was that ageist?
Because she's old. Don't want to break her. She's old.
Let me see. I want to get a good picture. Do you know what an ugly stick is?
No.
Ugly stick is the main instrument of a mummer.
Hmm. Do they hit people with it?
I'm not gonna. That's way too easy. Let me pop it up here. No, not a slideshow. I just want one image. Alright, just going to cover up a bit of the screen. So yeah, so this is an ugly stick. There's a bunch of them actually. So this is, mummers will come and they'll have these. It's like all the little circles there are bottle caps. You take a shit ton of bottle caps and you put them together so they like jingle. And then you like bang, like you usually put a boot or something on the bottom of the stick and you like bang it down for a percussion kind of thing. And then the bottle caps jingle. And there's usually like tin cans you can bang on with the stick to make noise. Every ugly stick is kind of, it's customized. Like people make it themselves.
Well, that's cool. You guys have such cool traditions, and here I am, an uncultured swine. I call you an uncultured swine, and the plot twist is I'm an uncultured swine.
But yeah, it's a good time. No one does it anymore because, again, the world we live in now, are you going to let in 15 people into your home, all dressed in masks, dressed up specifically with the intention of hiding who they are? Because that's the point of mummers. The fun is to figure out who's in your house right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cool tradition, but it doesn't work in 2018. Like, it's not bad if you have a big family and you get a bunch of relatives going into it to, like, your place. No, they usually bring a bunch of ugly sticks, or, like, they bring a boombox themselves and they start playing that song and it loops a bunch of times and you just dance around the kitchen, you're drinking, oh man, it's a time.
You gotta bring your own shepherd.
But yeah, so yeah, Aaron, get your hands on The Exorcist, and we'll get that buddy read on the go. So we can do. Yeah, I don't think there's any other grievance I have, any other issues.
Not yet. Maybe tomorrow we'll find more. But
Peter, I'm gonna smack you.
he's the hashtag
He was
king.
the gift king.
He is. He's both.
Oh boy. All right. Screw the Discord book. Oh man, did I leave that server? I was in that Discord, but I'm out of it now.
There was a lot of tea spilling in this chat, Monse.
Not to her liking.
No, Peter, do you really want to be known as Stephen King, though?
I wouldn't mind having his money.
Fair.
But, I mean, all things considering, it could be a lot worse. The fact that there isn't much left discussion-wise to talk about means, things ain't really that bad, because I mean, I remember there's like weeks go by and there'll be like 7 or 8 times in a week I'm like, I'll make a video about this, and then I don't. But, something would come up to make me want to. Right now, not really. We're in a pretty much of a decent lull now, other than the guru gossip stuff, and we can all unanimously agree that that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So that's all good. Anybody have any other concerns, questions, notions, anything else they would like to talk about before I call this a day? Peter, that does not surprise me. It would also not surprise me if that happened a lot more recent than when you were 12.
It sounds disgusting.
It sounds like Peter from last week, not from when he was 12. Aaron, are you doing Vlogmas? Did I miss you say that earlier or something? Oh, I'm not a fan of Vlogmas. Subscription.
I'm not either. It's too much.
Subscription feed is clogged as it is. And have like 4 or 5 people at least doing a video every day. Oh my god, guys. But if I'm doing it. So that's all that matters.
I'm lucky if I can do a video a month. So, like, Vlogmas. Oh, I can't even finish NaNoWriMo. Which, NaNoWriMo is stupid, and I'm not doing it next year. Do not let me declare myself doing it next year,
That
Devin.
would be a great thing for you to do. Just stop
It's
working
not.
on the wrong project.
But I tried to do a new project, and the stress of Nano, like, fucked me over.
Don't let it stress you out.
You can say that. But this is me we're talking about, Devin.
Monse, I don't understand your grievance there at all. Peter, shut up. Too many videos, it gets overwhelming. Yes, exactly, Wicked. Yeah, I am. No, we're talking about how trash I am. I'm looking forward to that, Aaron. I don't usually watch a lot of Vlogmas stuff, but I will watch yours.
No, Heather, please don't make me do Nano again. Like, this, like, seriously. Like,
I can make sure you win Nano.
no, damn it.
It's too late to do it now, but we got a year to deal with it.
Don't your shrine is not big enough for the camera.
Aww.
I need to make it bigger.
I thought she said moonshine. That's why it's on the screen.
Oh, you stupid head.
Somebody would have picked up on that. Man.
Apple pie moonshine is deadly, by the way. Don't drink apple pie moonshine.
Deadly's it'll kill you.
Yeah, it will. I guess.
You guess? What?
Heather, in reply to Heather. Now that Nano is almost over, we can work on our script. Yes. Yes, Monse.
Are you guys doing an adult film?
It depends on what you mean by adult.
I don't know. It sounds sketchy.
If you mean watching Game of Thrones in dragon onesies as adult, then I guess.
I just bought an iPod Nano. Peter, why did you buy an iPod Nano?
Jockness. I'm gonna hold you to that, Peter.
How are you going to hold him to that?
You're right. I can't jog or hold him to it.
What do you mean, Monse?
Oh, Monse is on the screen.
I thought you wanted a shrine.
Yeah, there's Monse's shrine.
I didn't put up there. That's actually in her house.
Because Devin's been in my house. He flew all the way from St.
Golden
John's
Moose.
just to check it out.
It's gone, Monse. Glad to hear it, Wicked. Like I said, I wish I could be doing more like legitimate Booktube videos, but I'm beyond stressed for time right now. So
yeah.
Although this is like the length of time it would take me to do a 5 to 7 minute video, my videos are never that short. So this is me doing what I can to, keep you guys around and knowing that I'm still here until I can come back and actually do some full length videos.
Nice, Heather. You're paying the bills, Dev.
Nice. I'm down with that. Peter, I'm not sure if that's sarcasm or not. But, yeah. So much fun.
Yeah, I think the live streams are fun, Dev.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to stop doing them when I start doing regular videos again, but yeah, this is why I started doing them. It's no editing, no post work after I'm done.
I do too. I texted him, but he's playing Conan. So, like, we see where his priorities lie. In Conan. He was all excited because apparently he downloaded a mod where everybody can run around naked and all their bits hang out.
I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, Heather. But
well, your characters weren't flat, so
nice. But yeah, I don't think there is anything left really to get into at the moment. So, one more reminder while people are here, if you want to check out Books in the Freezer, I filled in for Rachel this week. So it's me and Steph talking about graphic novels. I got that link in the description for you. Mark it on the calendar because I don't do self-promo very often, but this is what this is right now. Because
clock it.
I really like how the episode turned out. I had to do the editing on it too, so I'm fairly proud of how it went. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us right now. Anything else you guys like to add before I go, or we go? Besides running around naked, Monse. Aaron, read. Oh, you poor thing.
One another page.
I had to hear it, Heather. All the people are awesome here. Even that Monse person.
Hey, Monse is wonderful.
I just said she was. I said even Monse. I'm so bitter that she left Voxer and I don't get to talk to her anymore. Alright, guys.
Alright.
It's been fun not watching this 2 days later. Yes, Jen, I'm glad you were here. Like, you have some of the best comments on any of my live streams, but you're never here for the actual live part of it, so I'm glad I got you this time. You are an asset, ma'am, and you are truly treasured. I assure you. Your dog is annoyed. Alright, go give your dog a walk. Alright, guys, we're going to jet. Have fun, and later.